It's time to get you up to speed on all things sports.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
With plenty of nonsense in between.
Oh, look! Here comes our fearless producer!
Gwynn Chris starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
Cronenworth at first, 2 down. And Merrill puts a charge into that one straight away center. Thomas will watch, and off the top of the batter's eye, another home run. Jackson Merrill with his second of the spring, both against Seattle. Second homer of this inning for the Padres, and it is now 17-2.
Yeah, that's happening today in Peoria, everybody. Welcome into Gwynn and Chris Thursday get-together here. Crisello, Matt Skraby in the Odyssey Palace studios, also known as the Bill House Studios. We know how. Unbelievable. Tony, you heard there in the background. He'll be with us if this game ever ends, if the Padres ever stop scoring runs. They have since added to that 17-2 score. And right now, the Padres with, I think 2 touchdown passes from Dan Fouts. A couple of No, it was not a couple field goals, Scrape. It was a touchdown run by Natron Means Business.
Oh, man, I haven't thought about him in forever.
Yeah, but then Rolf Benershka shanked the extra point. Sorry if you're out there, Rolf.
Come on, Rolf.
But at least you got to mention, Padres lead Seattle 20-3. As
20-4. They just hit a home run as you were speaking.
Sorry, I looked down. If you take a look down, you miss a run scored in this game. So 20-4 Padres. They're in the 5th inning. Obviously, the headlines are going to be 5 home runs already have been hit. You heard the one by Jackson Merrill. Miguel Andujar has homered today. Jake Cronenworth has homered today. Felix Fermin has Felix. I always call him that.
Always call him
Freddie Fermin has homered.
Just call him the Ferminator.
The Ferminator, and our new guy from Korea playing shortstop, by the way, today. Sung Mun Song has hit his first home run of the spring.
Very nice.
And if you look at the starting lineup for the Padres today, they've all contributed to what's going on. Jake Cronenworth is batting leadoff today, and I think that's something we need to discuss. Croney's 3 for 3 with a walk, 2 RBIs and a home run. Jackson Merrill's 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Ramon Laureano, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Gavin Sheets is the only guy struggling. He's just 1 for 4 with an RBI. Nick Castellanos has 2 hits. Miguel Andujar has 2 hits, a homer and 2 RBIs. Talked about Song. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. Ty France starting at third base today, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And then to wrap it all up, the Ferminator, so I get his name right, 3 for 3 today with 6 ribbies in the 9 hole. So it is one of those crazy days at spring training. Padres 20, the Mariners 4. Now, that's all of the stuff that's going to be in the headlines tomorrow. And, we're going to talk about it and everyone's going to be. But you know what? None of that is important compared to the outing of Walker Buehler. Mm-hmm. He made his first start today. That was what I think we came into the game today thinking about. How's Walker Buehler going to do? I don't know. Not bad. 3 innings, struck out 4, did allow 2 hits and 2 runs. So there you go. It wasn't perfect, but 4 Ks in 3 innings tells me that he's got some juice.
Yeah.
He's getting some outs by way of the K.
And he was facing major league hitters.
It was a pretty good lineup. You had Brendan Donovan was in there, Mitch Garver, Patrick Wisdom. You had some major leaguers. Luke Raley's a major leaguer. Yeah. Anyway, look, Buehler got through 3 innings. J.P. Sears is pitching now. He just gave up a home run. So, and on it goes for Sears. It's been kind of a struggle for him this spring. But, Walker Buehler, how he comes out of this game. And, we'll get Tony's thoughts. He watched it, saw it. Maybe you watched some of it yourself on MLB Network out there. But, how Walker Buehler, what they thought of Walker Buehler is probably the most important thing that happened today, despite the fact that they're winning 20-4. So,
I'll take all the guys getting into form. I'll be okay with that.
It's not a bad thing to have everybody have a good day at the plate, right? Look, no matter what it is you do, even if you're kind of in a practice mode, you want to do it well.
Yes.
And today is a good day. Yeah, everybody's obviously locked in, hitting line drives all over the ballpark there. And so the crazy thing is that they're in the 5th inning. So this game may take a while, but either that or they could just call it. They could just say, you know what, 20's enough.
They could
play another couple innings. The Mariners go, you know what? We just don't have any more pitchers. We've gone through everybody, and they're all getting blasted. Starting with Luis Castillo, who's a legit, big league starter.
Another one, Chris.
Get out!
I'm not kidding. I don't
21
know. Is that Tirso? I can't tell who it is.
Can't tell who it is either.
No, they didn't. They went away from his name on his back.
They got a name up there. It's I'm not sure.
Turn around,
Tirso. Is it Tirso?
I don't think it's Tirso.
You
Who was that? Oh yeah, it was Tirso.
It's a lefty hitter. I know that.
It's Tirso. Yes.
All right.
21-4.
21-4. So every time I look down at my sheet, somebody hits a home run. 21-4 now in the top of the 6th inning. 6 home runs for the Padres today. And I was getting to the fact that Luis Castillo started for the Mariners today. He's certainly a legit big leaguer. They got to him for 6 hits and 5 runs in an inning and a third. Padres had a 12-run second inning today.
That's ridiculous.
That's pretty good. You want to just go over under? Will the Padres equal or better that at any time in the next 162 games?
A 12-run inning?
Yeah, I would think not.
Yeah, I don't.
The odds are against it, right? That you're going to see a 12-run inning somewhere.
21-0 game from last year and see.
Oh, when they beat the Rockies 21-0.
And see what their biggest inning was.
All I know is that Stephen Kolek pitched a shutout that night. It was like, great, thanks, Stephen. But
eight was the most.
8 was the most in that game. Yeah, 12's a pretty big inning. So 21-4. And the beat goes on. I mean, they just like I said, they'll keep looking down. Somebody else hits a home run in spring training. Now let's go back to the lineup today. We understand that Bogaerts is not here, right? Xander's he's with the Netherlands.
Yes.
We know Manny and we know that Fernando are with the DR.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Mason Miller is a Padre or is a USA pitcher, but he doesn't figure into the lineup anyway.
Yeah.
But the big talk this spring is going to be who's batting leadoff, who's going to bat leadoff. And, a lot of people are just adamant that Craig Stammen is making the mistake of a lifetime here.
They are adamant.
They really are. That Craig Stammen is making the mistake of it. Like, it's going to cost him his job, according to many of these naysayers out there. The fact that he's not hitting or not planning, apparently, to hit Fernando Tatis Jr. leadoff. Now, you and I talked about this yesterday. I am 100% behind this decision right now. First of all, it's a 162 game season. If you bat Fernando, cleanup, or third, wherever it is, in the middle of the order somewhere, and you put Bogey in the leadoff spot, and the first month of the season it doesn't work too well, you can always change it. You know what I'm saying? People think that whoever your opening day lineup is, it has to potentially stay that way like the rest of the year. It certainly does not. I don't have a problem with somebody other than Fernando leading off. I really don't. I will say, though, and here was my explanation yesterday, Skraby, and I thought you and I came to an agreement on this. I would rather Fernando hit 5 3-run homers as opposed to 10 solo homers.
Correct.
Because he gets more at bats batting leadoff.
Yes, we
agreed. That was kind of what we came up with on that. But who's going to bat leadoff? And I am not convinced that Xander is necessarily the right guy for this. His on base was okay last year. I don't think it's where it needs to be. So, Jake Cronenworth be one of the answers to a leadoff spot? People are going to look at the box score today and go, well, he's 3 for 3 with a walk. He's a perfect leadoff guy.
No.
But here's the thing. Leading off an inning in his career, Jake's OPS is 657, which is not incredible.
It's probably never hit leadoff in his career.
I said leading off an inning, but as far as the first batter of the game, so he must have batted leadoff at some point. He has 24 career at bats.
Wow.
He's 5 for 23 with a walk. So that's a small sample of him batting first. He has batted first in his career. He's got a couple of home runs. He's got a 648 OPS. It's lower than most of his other spots in the lineup. Is that a big enough example? Like, would you have Jake lead off against righties, Xander lead off against lefties?
Possibly, yeah.
we're saying it's possible. I'm trying to sell it to the hardcore analytics guy that's sitting out there right now going, no, it has to be Fernando and no one else.
Well, if they think that, then they're going to be disappointed.
I think they're going to be disappointed because I think the Padres are planning to have Fernando hit in the middle somewhere. I do. I agree with you.
It would change things for Jake a little bit because then you got either Jackson Merrill or you got Manny Machado behind you, got Fernando Tatis behind you. But it doesn't seem like his type of at-bats are what a leadoff at-bat guy does. He does rack up the pitch count from here and there.
Who's Jake?
Yeah, but he's not stealing bases.
No, he's not a base stealer.
He's quick enough to get a double. That's why I really like Bogey at the leadoff, because of his base stealing ability and because he's not a home run hitter anymore. He's a singles guy. We know this in Petco Park.
Well, Bogarts does seem to come up with guys on base an awful lot. And last year he hit, I think it was under 200 with runners in scoring position, unless it was late in the season that he picked it up. But he struggled.
It was hard to get out of the hole he put himself in.
He struggled for sure. Now, here's Xander's career. He's got 80 games at first batting leadoff. So he's done it quite a bit. 365 plate appearances.
That's a good sample.
Comes up with a 748 OPS. That's not as good as third, fourth, and fifth in the order in his career. He's well over 800, but
most of those are Boston Red Sox.
Most of those are the Boston Red Sox days. So, do you think Xander's the guy? Do you think Jake should be given a look? He was in there today. You're going to look at it and you go, wow, it really worked. I don't know that they're going to overreact to just today, but I think everybody who's wondering, where's Fernando going to bat? I think along with that, you should be wondering, well, who's actually going to bat leadoff? And do we have somebody that can make that work? Because I'm not convinced Xander can. I think he's the best option at the moment if Fernando's not. And I just think you're wasting Fernando up there, and he doesn't like it.
He doesn't.
So those are my other reasons to move him. People are like, dude, you're a multi-bazillion-dollar ball player. Play where they tell you. Okay, that's true, but why not put him in a position where he feels more comfortable?
Exactly. He did what he had to do last year. He had to lead off.
What do they say about great coaches in football, basketball, baseball managers? They put their players in the best position in order to try and win.
Yep.
Well, part of that is putting them somewhere in the lineup they feel comfortable. Fernando would rather not bat leadoff. He said so. That's the end of the discussion as far as I'm concerned.
Me too. On the other side, we should talk Jackson Merrill. We're getting lots of suggestions for Jackson Merrill.
Oh, I think Jackson Merrill potential. Yeah. All right, we'll throw him into the mix. We'll talk more about this. Padres are having a field day against the Mariners. It's 21-4. There's a lot of other things going on in sports. A couple of big items in the NBA today, one in particular. And one of the players that I think the Padres might have had their eyes on finally landed somewhere in baseball. We'll tell you about the whereabouts of Andrew McCutchen and some other news and notes and items as we get going here on Gwynn and Chris.
The wait is over.
know-how. Because
Yeah.
I think we could call that into question sometimes as far as, us on this show.
For
like
sure.
whether we know how.
Yes.
Bill Howe knows how.
Yes.
Whether we do, completely different matter. 2:19. We're just getting going. Padres have been rolling all day, if you're just tuned in. They're leading the Mariners 21-4. That's actually the score. So finally, Bernershka came on and kicked that extra point.
Nice job.
Way to go, Rolf. They're only in the top of the 6th inning, or bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, this one's going long.
It's going to be there a while, but Tony will join us when it's over. And, we'll catch up with him.
I also have to say, Chris,
yes,
they're destroying their natural rivals right now.
Well,
why
yeah.
isn't the Vedder Cup on the line here? Come on.
No, forget the Vedder Cup. With all due respect, needs to go away.
It's
the fact that Eddie Vedder represents the Cup and was in a booth next to Tony and Jesse singing "Take Me Out to Ball Game" at the playoff with the Cubs. Ends his association with the Vedder Cup as far as I'm concerned. And I don't think he would really mind.
Yeah.
Like, he is a Cub fanatic.
He's like, you want to put my name on this Vedder Cup? Go ahead,
Right.
but I don't care.
It's like, I'm not going to compare myself to the fame of Eddie Vedder.
I think
but
you're
you
up
think
there.
I'm similar?
Yeah.
But it would be like if the Bills and the Patriots played for the Chris Ello Trophy, and I'm like a Miami fan.
Yeah,
like, you know what I
that's
mean?
weird.
Like, I'd have no interest in who wins between the Bills and the Patriots.
That is very strange.
So just get rid of the Eddie Vedder Cup. I hate to say it. I know people have some fun with it, but it's not fun anymore. Kind of annoys me more than anything.
The only good thing I will say, as we always say, it's for charity. So that's a good thing.
They raise a little money.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing. All right. Somebody called, or a few people chimed in that, we're looking for a leadoff hitter. How about Jackson Merrill? Here's Jackson's career as a leadoff hitter. 1 game. All right, that's it. He went 1 for 5, and he struck out once with a single. That's all you've got. Now, here's a bigger sample. Jackson Merrill, in his career, leading off an inning. Because the leadoff hitter's going to lead off at least once, but after that, no guarantees. Leading off an inning, Jackson Merrill is good in his career. Got 162 games. It's a whole season's worth of leading off an inning. 201 at bats. 10 homers leading off an inning. And an 831 OPS, 502 slug. That's not bad.
No.
So,
I actually really like those
It might be
numbers.
something to look at. Now, he's only walked 12 times, so his on base is a little light.
And that's what he said in the past. He does not look to walk.
And that's why they won't put him there.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to get enough pitches. So
you much rather him swing at pitches.
We're answering your question, but I don't think he's in consideration any more than Manny is.
And he may go there for a few games this year.
If they needed him, he would be more than happy to do it. But I don't think Jackson Merrill's the ideal guy. The ideal guy, well, it probably is Fernando. Let's just admit that he probably, compared to everyone else, is the ideal guy, but I still don't think that that's smart.
Where the rest of baseball, with this team, it's not.
Yeah, but he's batting first for the Dominican Republic. Yes, I know, but they have Vlad and they have some other
Soto
people.
and Manny, but
they're not bad.
Yeah, Fernando, like other teams, that's the new game plan. Put your best hitter up front, Shohei, Kyle Schwarber type of thing. But it doesn't work for this team.
Well, even Schwarber ended up dropping by the season's end.
That's true, he did.
Trey Turner ended up batting first.
True.
Otani is a different world entirely.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, the Dodgers have so much behind him that I don't know that it hurt them. But even if, let's just say you think Otani is the example that we should follow. Okay, let me just play devil's advocate on Otani for a second. He had 55 home runs last year, but only 102 RBIs. That means he didn't even have twice as many RBIs as home runs. Now you tell me, if Otani was batting third,
he would have 150 RBIs.
He might have 50 home runs, right? Because he's going to have less at bats.
Yeah.
But if he had Mookie and whoever, Freeman and whoever else the Dodgers want to put up there, he might have 150 RBIs. So is it really the best for them to bat him leadoff? You analytics people, I know you know more than everybody, but I'm just bringing up something that seems to make sense to me.
Yeah,
I mean, Otani had 55 home runs, but how many of them were kind of wasted comparatively to what they would have been if he was batting cleanup?
I think Otani's just a separate case for everyone.
And he's a separate
anyway.
case. You're right. He's a separate case, but still, you see what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but like Schwarber, he hits 40-plus home runs a year. Fernando's not going to hit 40-plus home runs a year.
He only did it once.
He only did it once.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been close to 40 since. Like, those two guys are a completely unique scenario.
And the other thing with Otani is he walks enough to have a 1014 OPS batting leadoff. So,
and he can steal over 50 bags a year.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Another point well taken, sir.
That's crazy that he steals 50 bags, hits 50 home runs, and he pitches.
Another point well taken. I'm trying to see. He had 39 home runs last year, Otani, with nobody on base. He only had 6. Yep. He had 16 home runs with a man on base. He had 39 with nobody on base.
So he only, out of the 55 home runs, he had just 39 solo shots.
He had 10 with one man on. Let me do this again. He had 8 with one man on. He had 2 with 2 men on. He had, or is that the count? It's confusing as hell. Sorry.
I
didn't do that right. It's the way this box is sorted out is difficult. No, he had 8 with the runner at first. He had 2 with the runner at second. So he had, let me do this again. He had 13 with one man on.
Okay.
And he had, I guess, 3 with 2 men on. He had no grand slams. So Otani.
What about guy on third?
Well, that's one man on.
Oh, duh.
Right. So,
what an idiot.
Yeah, I know, me too. Well, it took me a while to figure it out.
So stupid.
But here's the bottom line with Otani. So you tell me whether they wasted some of his power. He had 39 home runs with nobody on base, and he had 13 with one man on. So 52 of his 55 home runs brought in no more than 2 runs.
It's hard for me to say that they wasted it.
You were right. They won the World Series.
But
I get it.
It does seem like they're wasting
like they wasted some of that. To me, and you're going to say, well, he got more plate appearances. All right, so I'll take away 7, 8 home runs. But I got to add to that 20 or 25 more RBIs because there would have been more guys on.
So what you're saying is the Dodgers are making sure his RBI stats aren't that great.
Dodgers are dumb. This is a question. They don't know what the hell they're doing up there.
No way.
The Dodgers don't know what they're doing.
If Shohei doesn't lead off, is it Mookie or is it like Tommy Edman?
They're not. Well, Tommy Edman's hurt. No, Tommy Edman can't steal bases, and he's not a leadoff
Didn't he hit
guy.
leadoff for the Cardinals?
Yeah, and it wasn't working.
Okay.
I don't think the Dodgers have a great leadoff guy themselves. They're going to stay with Otani. They've won 2 World Series doing that. I'm not going to complain if I'm a Dodger fan. But
they will.
I'm just telling you, 52 of his 55 home runs came with 1 or nobody on base, and 39 of them were solo shots.
And he never hit a 3-run shot?
No, he had 3.
3.
Right? He had 59. He had 50. Wait a minute.
My brain is melting.
Mine's mush right now. He had 39 solo. He had 13 with 1 on, and he had 3 with 2 on.
Okay.
And he had 0 grand slams. That's Otani.
Man. They are kind of wasting him. I will have to say.
Do you want to do the same for Fernando? Might as well.
I don't know if
yeah,
go for it.
I'm going to try it. I know my head's exploding too. Here's Fernando. 25 home runs last year. 16 were solo. 9 with men on.
That's a better ratio than.
It's better than
Shohei.
Better than Shohei. Fernando had 4 with 1 man on. He had 4 with 2 men on.
I know he had at least 1.
And he had 1 grand slam.
And 1 3 men on. Or 2. Yeah. Gosh, why am I doing that?
Just be quiet.
Why am I doing that?
You're messing it all up. I have it figured out. He had 4 with 1 on, 4 with 2 on, and 1 grand slam. So 16-9 solo. If he's batting third or fourth, I would think that number switches around a little. It's just something I'm throwing out for all of you people that have to have him bat leadoff. All right, we're going to switch over to some soccer because I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but our soccer team is like one of the best things in the league again.
Yes.
We played 2 games. We've scored 7 goals. We've hardly even given up a shot the other way. I mean, I know they have 2 back-to-back shutouts. So we're going to do our MLS weekly chat. Neil Sika from Apple TV. Soccer fans, gather round. We'll keep you all up to date on this Padres slugfest as well as Gwynn and Chris continues.
Gwynn and Chris.
missed that extra point earlier. Came back out here, just popped a three-run field goal or whatever it was. Actually, it was Bryce Johnson.
Yeah.
A 3-run homer deep to left center, like way beyond the fence. Oppo Taco.
Yes.
That is the 6th or 7th home run of the day.
It's gotta be
I'm
the 7th.
struggling to keep up. And the Mariners are struggling to keep up with the Padres. It's 24-4 in the 7th inning. Tristan McKenzie has been brought on here to try to protect the 20-run lead.
It's got to be really difficult to go out there and just pretend like it's 0-0.
He doesn't have a choice because Tristan McKenzie's trying to make the team. He's got to set all 9 guys down.
I get it, and I understand it, but it's got to be a little bit weird.
A little different, but he's got to make sure he gets it done here. The most runs, by the way, ever scored in
he's
any
throwing balls in the dirt, so that's not going to help.
All right. It was a 1-2 pitch. He was trying to get the guy chasing, and you're like being critical of him. He's wasting a pitch, Skraby. The most runs ever scored in a big league game, by the way, since 1900 anyway, was 30 by the Texas Rangers. They beat the Orioles, and that wasn't that long ago, 2007. So it's within the last 20 years.
Yeah.
That score was 30-3. So no team in a big league game has ever scored more than 30 runs. I know it's spring training, but wouldn't it be funny if the Padres could get there?
I would love it.
The way it's going today, they might have a shot. All right, welcome back. Gwynn and Chris, 2:36 is the time. We're going to get into some SDFC talk here. And our guy, Neil Sika from Apple TV, MLS, is going to join us in a minute. But SDFC, here's how good of a start they're off to, Skrabe. You ready? I figured this out.
Okay.
So far in 2 games, SDFC has only allowed, in 2 games, they've only allowed 4 shots on goal, meaning the goalkeeper, the 19-year-old kid, Duran Ferry, he's made 4 saves. What that means is, and I know this is overstating it, so don't give me a hard time, but what it means in my mind a little is they could be playing without a goalie, and all 4 of those could go in, and they still would have won both games because they've scored 7.
That's true.
That's how dominant they've been. Now, I know the goalie comes out and plays the ball, and, don't hold me to this, soccer fans.
Did you know that the goalie's the only player that can touch the ball?
No. Is that true? God. And you know what? It's actually not true at all because all of the other players can touch the ball as well.
It's just a penalty.
No, they can't. They can touch the ball, just not with their hands.
Oh, you knew what I was saying.
I don't.
You knew what I was saying.
You were trying to make me look bad, so I'm going to come back and say, look, yes, every player can touch the ball. Anders Dreyer can touch the ball as long as he doesn't touch it with his hands. He's fine.
Yes, I do know that.
Right. So they've scored 7 goals and allowed 4 shots in 2 games. To me, that's kind of dominating in the early going of the season. They'll play Sporting KC on Saturday. Then it's interesting. San Diego FC next Wednesday has a home match, but it's not a league match. It's against Toluca in the CONCACAF Cup. And then they go back to the MLS play a week from Saturday. So can follow all of that. Neil Sika is going to join us here. I know Skraby's getting him on right now, and we're happy to have him to talk a little soccer with us. Neil, how are you, sir? Thank you, and welcome to the home of the 2-0 San Diegans.
That's right, and had a 3rd win with that CONCACAF Champions Cup.
I know. That's right.
Up where they left off from last year.
I love it. I love only in soccer can you lose a match, which they actually did in the second tie. You lose the match, game's over, final gun goes off, and you're the one celebrating. That's kind of a weird dynamic. I mean, I know how it works. It's a combined score, but that's just a weird dynamic for a lot of us American sports fans to see the losing team going out there and congratulating themselves. But that's what they did. So,
and I can even relate to going back even 4 or 5 seasons with the old MLS playoff format and the wild dichotomy.
They used to do that. You're right. They used to have wild stuff happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with the 2-game aggregate and being a part of some Columbus Crew broadcasts in the past, and where they had advanced to MLS Cup in 2015 after losing the second leg.
Isn't that crazy?
They deemed it the greatest loss in Crew history, but they made their way to the final all the way
Final
out
score,
the first leg.
Final score, the Atlanta Falcons 30, the San Francisco 49ers 21, and the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're like, what happened? That's
I kind of
weird.
like it, though, because then you do get to lose.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Neil, the first two matches were at home. I don't know the Montreal and St. Louis. We'll find out how they are. I know Montreal has not been good in their first two matches. So should we not get too carried away with outscoring the opposition 7-0, or should we be really fired up again and think that we're picking right up where we left off?
I think there's two components of looking at that and the caliber to which you said of the teams they just played. Now, I think St. Louis will get there eventually or be much improved over Johan Dome and his pressing philosophy, and credit to him. I mean, they came at San Diego, which I don't necessarily know is the brightest thing to do, but if you're going to stick to the core of what you want to believe in, then more power to you. I think the brighter thing for what we've seen from San Diego, and we saw it against Pumas too in that first game, still the core and the ability to play through you and the dogged ball possession and the ability to hit you in transition, that hasn't gone away. And I think teams that are going to roll the dice and attempt to do that with their pressing early on might pay for it, because I still think you've got the great midfield and spine with Tverskov and Godoy, and now you're adding an attacking three where you're bringing in Ingvartsen and hopefully healthy throughout the duration of a season with an MVP finalist. And look, I don't need to run through the roster of great people in the front half of the field that San Diego has.
We like to hear it anyway, though. It's okay.
Yeah, well, right, exactly. But at the same time, I think those principles, and for Mikey Varas, there is a phase 2 to the success of last year and building upon it, and not just settling in with the core you have, even though you've brought back the majority of your team, and a team that's still hungry, even though falling a little bit short. So I think that evolution is still to be unearthed, and that comes with the caliber opponent. I think when we'll really see what they've mustered and how advanced they've become in the short off season when they're facing teams that might sit back and bunker in and challenge them to break them down because of all the ball possession they have.
We're talking to Neil Sika here on 97.3 The Fan. He joins us from the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. We've talked about Tyler Heaps every week. We've talked about Mikey Varas every week. How did SDFC get these guys? Because it seems like they knew exactly what they were doing from the minute they got there. And it's surprising to me that no one else in MLS brought them in.
Good question, Skrabe. I'm impressed. I like that.
It's great.
Thank you.
And it starts, everything starts at the top, right? With a wise mind. And Tyler Heaps, for all we know, could be on the path to being the next Tim Bezbachenko, and what he built in Toronto and Columbus, and now with Black Knight football over with Bournemouth over in the Premier League, and that quick ascendancy. So for this Minnesota native, who's just, what's even more impressive is you have young players that you're nurturing, but all these finds that they've gotten in the fullback role, and now Kieran Sargent might be the latest, who's left on the scrap heap by the Dynamo, and he's playing with Lexington last year. And to be able to find these guys, get them in on loan, David Vasquez, Bombino, the names go on and on. So to attract that with just the potpourri of how they've put together this roster with the Scandinavian influence and then these young players, a little bit of super draft sprinkled in, I think it's a great recipe to succeed, and finding these young savvy players who maybe might not find spots on the first team or getting first team minutes, and to bolster that into what they've done with their roster. And then you've got a guy who can mold clay and Mikey Varas, who's been excellent coaching youth players in his history, and look at his national team pedigree, and then being able to take all this information that he's processed with different head coaches along the way. And Greg Berhalter stands out, and obviously with the national team there, but wherever Mikey's been, he's been a learner, and he's been someone who's going to process things and take different pieces of where he's been to bring that in. I mean, I think that's what makes great coaches all around. So for that, willingness amongst them to be hungry and to still carving out their own careers while building something from the ground up it's a special feeling. I mean, I was on the show several times with you guys last year, and I'm sure other people have remarked, like, it's not easy to do what they did in year one. And now I think the real challenge becomes, can they stay up there? Can they not take a little bit of a dip after year two? And then the early signs point to all things being looking like it's going to be another good season.
So far, so good. Neil, let me ask you about, you mentioned Invartson. He was hurt a lot last year. He made only, I think it's 5 starts the whole season, scored 2 goals the whole season. He's already got 2 in 2 games. He had from my eye, a wonderful assist on that goal by Dreyer the other night. I'm not an expert on soccer, but when you're twisting a ball out of midair and, flicking it over to the guy, that was a pretty good play. So to me, Invartson just gives them, like you mentioned it, another weapon if he stays healthy, another Danish player. So I'm assuming he and Dreyer has always kind of worked together before. And so this makes sense.
Yeah, and there's a tie, and that's also part of the thing you bring up, relationships, just the friendships and camaraderie that they've had. Yeppe and Honors are really close. I think they've kind of adopted Amal Pellegrino into that. There's this Scandiagans, I think can we say that? With how they've developed that. Yeah, you can trademark that.
That is awesome.
No, we don't steal anything you guys tell us. Who was what was it last week? The ball got kicked into the meat heap
the meat pile.
The meat pile.
No, the meat wad.
The meat wad.
Yes.
Yeah, when
the meat wad.
Yeah, somebody our last broadcaster told us, we kicked the ball into the meat wad. So we wouldn't steal that from him either. We won't
stand by, because you may hear it come Saturday in Kansas City.
I love that. You guys are great.
But I look, there's something to be said too about those guys thriving just because of their industrious nature and how they're committed to train each and every day. And even in speaking with Mikey this week about Honors, well, he's relatively unknown, right? Last year, and he still might have been a damn good player, but now that he's got the posters up all across the league and people are knowing this guy as an MVP finalist and newcomer of the year. But it starts with his intangibles and the willingness to work and to be doing it every training session and then come into the game and then adapt that same principle to how he plays when it matters, to just the details. And you hear that about every great athlete or every great player who's come across any great sport. But to circle back, I think for Ingvartson, it's almost like a new designated player signing. And in the fold, like I go back to the game when he was hurt for forever last year, and then he comes on and has a goal and an assist in San Jose. So those calf muscles were a real problem last year. But again, you're up against some luck sometimes when it comes to the injury situation. But if he stays healthy, that's another guy who, with Chucky out on Coronado Island here, probably for the most.
He's on. I believe he's on double secret probation. I don't know if you remember Animal House, but I think that's where he's at.
If you can get 10 and 10 or 12 and 10 and goals and assist contributions from Ingvartson, then you're filling that void, and you don't necessarily have to go out to find and get it. So that could be a great underlying story as it develops throughout the course of the season.
We're talking to Neil Sika here. He is play-by-play for MLS on Apple TV, and he joins us via the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. I'm going to switch sports a little bit, Chris, because I was told that you tonight, Neil, are going to be calling Ohio State hockey. So I want to know.
I love that.
What is more difficult, soccer or
can
hockey?
I answer this too? Because I did hockey
you
for
could do
10
it after
years.
Neil. You could do it after Neil.
Let Neil answer. I have an answer.
I can assume that hockey,
I want to see what he
tougher,
says.
But go ahead,
see what
Neil.
he says. What do you
Just
got?
like you would say about your children, they can be difficult, but you love them all, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'd do any game if you tell me, but
honestly, I think the pace of early on in my off seasons going back from Columbus, Ohio State hockey will always be special to me personally because it was my first professional job after graduation from the school. And but to jump into the pace of it, right, and to acclimate yourself to that and then go into soccer. And I know MLS is, in terms of its intensity and transition type league, but it still can be the different posture of how the game is played compared to hockey. But I love the flow of hockey, and I think it's a great off-season linguistically and keeping sharp, and the ability to do that in volleyball and basketball and a host of other sports that I'm fortunate that I get to do that keeps you sharp. And then when you have that pace down, then you bring in the storytelling and all the stuff that illuminates any type of telecast. But for soccer, there's so much going on. So I kind of like the breakup and just to be able to also do radio, right? It's like broadcasting in its truest form, as you know. So you just plug it in and off you go, right?
Yeah.
So
I've always felt so ultimately, what's easier though, soccer or what's harder? That's a better question in your mind. If you had to say one,
I think
harder.
at this stage of my career, right, when you're preparing for a team in a different city each and every week, I wouldn't say soccer's harder. It's just something that you have to be locked in on, right?
Okay.
And I'm not saying I'm taking off a shift in hockey, right?
Yeah, no,
but
I get
can
you.
also
We get you.
probably do it if you're calling a team that you've known very well. You can probably do it a little bit more in your sleep. But that's not advice to the young announcer out there. Prepare regardless of what it is. But I think my soccer and MLS stuff is a 7-day operation, and it's just as soon as I get off the plane from the previous game, I'm diving right into the next stuff. So I think there's just a little bit more robust nature to that compared to doing the hockey situation right now.
Well, we love listening to all you guys on Apple, and we love all you guys coming on. I'm going to give you my quick vote, though, before you go. I think hockey's easier than soccer because in hockey, the action is going so fast that you honestly don't have to bring a lot of color to it. Whereas soccer, I think you have to prepare more for a soccer match because it's not downtime, but there's more time to tell a story. There's more time to talk about something. In hockey, you start telling a story, man, there'll be 9 line shifts by the time you're done.
Oh my gosh.
So,
first game I ever did as a student.
Yeah.
Ohio State was playing Wilfrid Laurier, which was a school in Canada. And I was from Cleveland. I grew up football, basketball, baseball. So like this was an opportunity to get involved and get an opportunity on the air. And I was semi familiar with Ohio State, but I had no clue the lines changed that fast. And Wilfrid Laurier, I looked down and I'm like, oh, goal. I always tell that story. So it was flashcards, name and number recognition the next game. And that really kind of
I asked Skraby and Tony when he's here. I asked them a long time ago. I go, how long do you guys think a line shift is in a hockey game?
Yeah.
They both guessed like 2.5 minutes.
I guess like 5 or 6
And I
minutes.
said, no, it's way quicker than
I had
that.
no idea that it was so quick.
45, 50 seconds.
That's insane.
All. Yeah. Hey,
you better be an endurance runner if you're going to be out there that long.
For sure. Hey, Neil, thanks, man. Have fun this weekend. He's got the soccer or the SDFC Kansas City, and we'll see you in town soon. We hope, Neil. Thanks for coming on, and hope we talk again.
Absolutely, guys. Always good to be on with you. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. There, Neil Sika, play-by-play, MLS on Apple TV. As mentioned, we got SDFC at KC, Sporting KC. Let me get it right.
Sporting KC.
This weekend, they'll be trying to go to 3-0 on the year. Neil joining us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. And for those of you that have been with us throughout the show, we told you that every time we even turn our head, the Padres hit another home run. Well, they hit another one while we were talking to Neil.
Yeah.
It is the 8th home run they've hit today. And it was hit. I can't even see who it was hit by.
Nick Schnell.
Thank you. Schnell. They've hit so many, I can't even find them in the box score. It is currently 26-4. Padres are batting in the 8th inning. So Tony will be here one of these days.
Oh, the Mariners made it out of it.
They got it out of it.
I love how the graphics can't even fit in the little boxes. The 28 hits, Chris, that they have today. 28.
26-28-0 for the Padres. Yeah, it's working today. 8 homers by the Pods in this game.
Save some for the regular season.
No kidding. I bet you that would be a club record if it was a regular season game. I bet you the Padres have never hit more than 8 home runs in a regular game.
You know what? I can try to go back to one of the Padres sheets they send me.
We'll try to find it. Back with Daily Gambit and more Gwynn and Chris. have hit 3 home runs today. The wind is blowing like straight out. They just finally showed the flags there in Peoria. Padres have hit 8 home runs. We looked it up, at least unofficially looked it up. Padres club record in a regular season game all time is 7.
Mm-hmm.
So they've hit more than that today. Here, if you're just tuned in, Andujar, Cronenworth, Ornelas, Fermin, Johnson, Merrill, Song, and there was one more in there. Schnell. 8 home runs for the Padres. They're ahead 26-5 now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan, hour number 2. Thanks to our MLS. Every one of these guys, I just have more fun than the next. Neil Sika was on today, getting us ready for SDFC KC, Sporting KC, coming up this weekend. All right. Take care of the soccer gang.
Bang, bang, soccer gang.
Bang, bang. Oh, how did I make it an hour without throwing this up?
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I know you're not going to bring it up.
I was not going to bring it up.
All right, we're going to do, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do the Daily Gambit first. But I don't want anybody to go away, because in the segment after we do traffic, right after the Daily Gambit, we'll do some traffic. We'll take a little break. But after that, I don't want you to go anywhere. You will not believe, you will absolutely not believe who the 49ers, the great San Francisco 49ers, the great organization. This is the one thing that worries me, is that John Lynch, I trust, is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
And maybe he knows something
I think he does.
that we don't.
I think he does.
But wait till you hear who the 49ers hired today. And I can't wait to see you make it sound like some sort of positive thing. That is coming up.
I have been searching for the spin.
All right,
I have been searching for that.
Have you come up with it yet?
Nope.
All right. Well, we'll tell you see if you can try not to look it up. I know everybody can look it up. It's no fun. Try to catalog in your mind who would be just unbelievable of a coach type.
Thankfully, I have not been that hard on this guy. I have not been
not as hard as I've been.
Oh, man, you've been hard on the guy.
And
I actually tried to defend him a couple times.
He's also made it very easy for everyone to be hard on him, not just me. But the 49ers, wait till you hear who they hired. All right, let's do Daily Gambit first, though, Skraby.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo!
If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how.
Did they just stop showing the Padre game now because
Yes, they
it's just
did.
too much of a blowout?
Yes, they did.
All right. Well, we're not going to get to watch the 9th inning. Either of you, most likely, wherever you were watching it. But
Were
MLB Network said enough's enough. They took it off. But we'll tell you what happened. They're in the 9th inning. Padres 26, Mariners 5. The only thing that I'm kind of looking at is I'd love to see them get 5 or 6 runs here and get to 31 or 32.
That would be amazing.
That would be crazy.
I don't know if they're going to do it, but we'll keep an eye on it.
They've hit 8 homers already.
Let's see. We started with, when I went to go look at these bets, I put Sauce in there, and it was SAS. So I was like looking up Spurs for San Antonio Spurs.
No, Arkansas.
No, it was Arkansas against Texas. Sauce minus 6.5. We both went Sauce. Sauce won 105.85.
Yeah, big win. And the guy I talked about, Acuff,
Yep.
was one of our bets, but he went crazy in that game for Arkansas. And I think it was the Texas coach after the game said, look, you can take whoever you want as the number 1 pick, but this is the number 1 player. Like, that's what he was, just legit. This guy, they can say everything they want to say and all of their ratings. The kid from Arkansas, Acuff, is at least the Texas coach's pick to be number 1. So,
Is that Shaka Smart?
no, I think he went on to Marquette.
Oh,
I'm about 2 coaching stops behind for Shaka
Don't
Smart.
worry.
He moves quickly.
he does.
Yeah.
Wisconsin minus 14.5 against Maryland. We both went Maryland. We were both very wrong.
Yeah.
Maryland won, or I'm sorry, Wisconsin won 78-45.
There was one highlight in that game. The coach's son for Wisconsin was senior night. He sits at the end of the bench. He's just on the team. He's the son of the coach, but he's like,
Why is he on the team then?
well, because he's good enough to be on the team.
All right.
But he's just
Fair.
not good enough to crack the lineup.
Fair.
But it's senior night, so of course you're going to bring him in a blowout, pass it to him right in front of his dad, knocked in a 3-pointer to end the game. That was kind of a special moment for him and his dad.
Yeah.
Like to see that.
You know what? I have more respect for the coach now that he left his son on the bench all year.
Pretty much. Look, and I can attest to this. Not everybody gets to play 30 minutes.
No.
But the kids who don't play, they work just as hard as those who do. So don't,
they're behind the scenes doing stuff in practice.
They're invaluable at practice. You're absolutely right, Skrabe. The players who don't play are just as important in a lot of times.
You're talking to a guy who had an NFL head coach say, I was scout team player of the
That's
year.
right. You were a scout guy. You know all about it.
Yeah, that was my profession, scout team. New Mexico minus 8.5 against Colorado State. We both went New Mexico. Where was this team? Because Colorado State beat New Mexico 82-74.
Blew them out. And with that now, New Mexico plays Utah State Saturday. If New Mexico beats Utah State, the Aztecs can tie for first place by beating UNLV. So this horrible season for the Aztecs, they could still end up with a co-conference championship if those two things happen. Aztecs win Friday. New Mexico beats Utah State Saturday. Ends up a 3-way tie for first.
That's so weird.
The Aztecs would get the 3rd seed in the tournament because of the tiebreakers, but they could conceivably lift the banner, say, hey, we were conference champs. And this is supposed to be the worst year we've ever seen. You never know.
20 years from now, I'll be like, yep.
Yeah, remember that old 2026 team? They
Yeah.
won the title. Yeah.
Darius Acuff, you had him against Kingston Flemings for who scored more points. Acuff was -5 on the spread. You went Kingston. I went Acuff. Acuff had 28. Minus that 5 is 23. Kingston Flemings had 21.
It's close. Both freshmen. They're both sensational. That's why I brought them up. I want people to kind of keep an eye on both of those players because they're going to both go in the NBA draft high.
OKC -4.5 against the Knicks. We both went Knicks. OKC did win, but they did not win by enough. 103-100.
And controversy in
Really?
this one. Oh, yes.
Was it SGA's ugly sweater?
Well, no, but it was more SGA. And hey, Mike Brown, Mike Brown, the coach of the Knicks, former guy at USD. Hey, Mike, come aboard. Come on aboard the Crisello bandwagon.
Did he lose his mind?
Come aboard. Come aboard. All of you, come aboard who watched SGA play now. Mike Brown, after the game, said SGA is a good player, but said he tricks the referees into them thinking he's being fouled better than any other player. And I mean, that is and people are saying, well, Mike Brown ought to stop crying and, just take care of his own business. I don't disagree with you. Mike Brown's job is to coach his team and win the game and let the refs ref. But what he said is more in line what I keep saying. This guy pushes off to get his jumper off. And if you're an OKC fan, you totally disagree with me, and I get it because you're protecting your own team. But if you're a legit fan who's just watching, SGA pushes off to get his shot. They never call a foul. Last night they got him kicking his leg out and drawing a foul. He looks like he gets fouled all the time, and the refs buy it. And Mike Brown had enough of it last night. But I'm just saying, Mike, Doris Burke, you're all welcome to join the Crisello wagon because I've talked about this a year ago.
Do you think they'll ever address it?
I don't know.
Then we might as well just stop talking about it. Because
fair enough. Yeah.
Because if they're not going
SGA
to call
he does.
it.
He does what he does. Look, Jordan got the benefit of calls. Kobe, they've all get the benefit of certain things. I'm sure Barkley did. I'm sure Shaq did, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm just saying, if you watch SGA, it's not a clean game around him. He's on the free throw line the whole game. And what Mike Brown is saying, he doesn't get fouled every time, but he makes it look like he does. Yeah, maybe there's a skill to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So
If no one else, you know what? It's like the tush push for me.
Okay.
If SGA is the only guy in the sport that can do this, then why is it
so well?
then why is it a problem?
Well, Mike Brown's point is that everybody gets hit like that, and they should all get the foul. There was one play last night that I saw on Twitter where SGA went around one guy and drove to the basket, and he absolutely steamrolled Jalen Brunson, just ran him over, laid the ball in, and there was no foul. And people were going bananas about this because apparently it would have been like his fourth foul and would have put him in, big foul trouble.
Yeah.
They let it go. Jalen Brunson was running down the court like, are you serious? Mike Brown was losing his, what?
And then someone breathes on SGA and he gets a foul.
It's starting to bother people. I'm just saying.
And you wonder why sometimes fans think that there are things that get called for a player just because of their name.
The thing with the SGA is it's taking away from his actual greatness. The man can score 35 points. It will. Let him just play, but get him away from this controversy. Right now, it's getting deeper and deeper for him. I'm just saying.
All right, we got to move on. Clippers minus 12.5. I forgot who they played. Oh, they played the Pacers. We both chose Clippers. Clippers won 130-107. Who had more points? SGA minus 3 or Kawhi Leonard? Both of us went with SGA. Kawhi had more with 29. SGA had 23.
Kawhi.
Ducks minus 1.5 on the puck line against the Islanders. You went Islanders. I went Ducks. Ducks win 5-1.
That's Frank's fault. I mean, I
That's Frank's
threw a little
fault.
support behind his Islanders.
That is true. You did say that.
We'll do our picks real quick when we come back. But more importantly, when we come back, who did the 49ers hire as a coach that is just – I can't believe they did this.
I think it's a game changer.
One way or the other,
Yeah,
it will
I was
be.
gonna say, I didn't tell you which way.
Yeah, well, we'll tell you who it is. Don't look it up. Have more fun trying to think who it is. We'll have traffic sometime in this break.
Tune in to
rolling on here. Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan. Chris, Skraby, Tony is still calling a ball game. Padres are batting in the 9th inning, and they're winning. 3 touchdown passes by Fouts, a Rolf Benershka field goal, and a safety recorded on a sack by Gary Big Hands Johnson.
You're having really fun.
I'm having fun with the old Charger throwbacks. 26-5 Padres in the 9th inning.
That was the first one I haven't recognized yet.
You know Big Hands, Gary Big Hands Johnson?
No, I don't remember.
It's a good nickname, isn't it? He's a defensive.
Does he have big hands?
Apparently. I never met him, but he was a good defensive lineman back in the day. In the Air Coryell. You know, the Air Coryell Chargers weren't really known for defense. Like, they didn't have a good defense, or they would have maybe – I wouldn't even say maybe. They probably would have actually won a Super Bowl. I mean, their offense was basically unstoppable, but they couldn't stop anybody on the other side. That was a bit of a problem. But Gary Big Hands Johnson was a good member of that defense.
I think the Padres are going to end up with just 27 runs.
27?
Yeah,
they added in the 9th?
Yeah.
That means they scored in every inning except the first inning today.
They scored 12
in the second, and they took it from there. So 27-5 now?
It's very strange to see a baseball score like that.
I know.
Love it.
Yep, 27-5. 28 hits. The Mariners have hit 3 home runs. Not keeping up. One other quick note I wanted to mention, because I saw it, and I congratulate a young lady by the name of Faith Jordan. How about a hand for her, Skrabe? Softball pitcher at San Diego State. Fired a no-hitter last night. Good for her. As they beat Long Beach State. It is the 5th no-hitter in San Diego State history. But I say a no-hitter is a good deal. So good for you, Faith Jordan.
Yeah,
out there.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some picks for tonight, and let's start with Michigan.
Well, let me get the music real quick. I just was told on the chat by Eric that it's over. The game, but I mean, I don't think the Mariners really cared about their last 3
Maybe
outs.
they didn't even bat. We're following it on a very slow feed here.
Maybe
now.
I'm not. Maybe I'm misreading it because it still says bottom of the 9th.
Right.
So.
I think the Mariners, unless the Mariners chose not to bat in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, maybe I'm misreading it,
which is possible. All right, go ahead. Michigan minus 9.5. They're at Iowa. Iowa is supposed to be an NCAA tournament team. Every time I see Iowa's result, though, they lose by 25, 30 points. So I don't know how they've qualified as an NCAA team, but apparently they have. Michigan, we know, is an NCAA tournament team.
I'm going to go Michigan.
You're just going Michigan no matter what. On the road. I'm going to take Iowa, and I don't believe in it, but it's just getting 9.5 points at home. I think normally you should take that. So I'm going to. UCSD tonight is 3.5 at Cal State Fullerton. This is not quite yet the tournament. UCSD battling along in a tie for 3rd in the Big West.
A game you can hear right here on 97.3 The Fan, starting at 6:52 p.m.
Good.
Yes. Shorter-ish Skraby show.
You're gonna cut 8 minutes out of your show just to send it up for the old Triton-Titan game.
Yes.
Oh, I like this.
Tritons versus Titans.
Tritons and Titans.
Who would win?
Give me the Tritons.
I mean, the Triton the guy with the Triton can hang out in the ocean.
Aren't the Titans, Cal State Fullerton's mascot is an elephant.
Really?
Which is just like Alabama's.
So Titans meaning a big something?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to go Tritons too.
We're all going Tritons. Now, the postseason tournament has already started in the West Coast Conference. USD, the 11 seed, not impressive, but it's what they are. They're taking on the 10 seed Loyola Marymount tonight. It's the vaunted 10 versus 11 first round matchup. LMU is favored by 5.5. You're up, Skrabe. I mean, is this it for Steve Lavin? He's already been fired.
I was going to say, I mean, I think it is.
He's coaching the game. If he wins, he'll get another one. So,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and he's still there coaching, even though he's been fired.
Strange situation.
I thought it was weird too. But
I'm going to go LMU.
You're going to say they put Steve out of his misery? USD has not done a lot to earn our support. I'm going to go LMU as well. I posted this last night because it was really a moment in my career that I will never forget. And so I threw something up there on Twitter last night. But yesterday was the 36-year anniversary of the death of the famous LMU player Hank Gathers in a game on a court after he had gone up for a dunk and then ran to midcourt and collapsed and died.
We have talked about this before.
Yes, we have. Now that sadness and shock gave way immediately to LMU deciding to play in the NCAA tournament anyway and winning 3 games and getting to the Elite Eight. One of the most emotional sports couple of weeks that I've ever been a part of.
I mean, that is all pure heart right there.
And, the only guy who doesn't like this story, there's 2 guys that don't like this story. Steve Fisher and Brian Dutcher, because one of the teams LMU beat remarkably was Michigan in that tournament. If that story sounds interesting to you, and it should, and you don't know a lot about it, I recommend you go to the ESPN 30 for 30 and you watch a show called Guru of Go. It's called The Guru of Go. It's about the coach of that team, Paul Westhead, and how they ran up and down the floor, but it obviously can't be told, a story that cannot be told without the death and the life and times of Hank Gathers.
I hate to rush you, but we've only done 3 bets.
All right. Denver 4.5 over the Lakers.
Denver 4.5 over the Lakers. I'm going to take Denver.
It's at Denver.
I'm going to take Denver.
I'm tired of the Lakers. They don't know what they're doing. San Antonio 3.5 over Detroit. Spurs have been really good. I'm going to take the Spurs. Even though Detroit has the best record in the league, I think the West is better than the East.
I'm going to go Detroit.
Okay. Cunningham for Detroit, -1 against Wembayama. Who you got?
I'm going to go Wemby on this one.
Wemby here. Cunningham for me. Luka -2 against Jokic. Got the matchup Lakers-Denver. You got Luka versus Jokic. Luka -2. I'm going to go Luka because he gets 38 a game. Jokic sometimes gets that, but not always.
And Jokic has been in a weird, I don't know, there's something going on with him. There's something going on with Luka.
I've been seeing a lot of videos of Jokic flopping and tackling people. And it's been a weird run for Jokic lately. And, Luka was into it with JJ Redick the other night.
And they said everything's cool.
They always say it. Well, of course they say it's cool.
I believe it, though.
After they called himself Fricker Fracker for 5 minutes over there.
Hey, sometimes you need that.
Yeah, maybe so. Who are you going here, Luka?
Yeah.
I didn't get your pick. And then the Ducks beat the Islanders last night. Tonight, the Kings get the Islanders. Kings are favored by 1.5. Scrape.
I always have a hard time with the Kings, so I'm going to go Islanders.
The Islanders going to get swept. They got crushed by the Ducks last night. Kings just fired their coach.
I did not even hear that.
I know. You don't normally – people don't hear about it. NHL coaches being fired.
I don't hear NHL anything, which is not a knock on NHL. It's just
it's kind of
not a part of my feed.
It's kind of a knock, though. The NHL, again, we said it yesterday. They don't take advantage of the great, publicity that hockey just, did for our country.
Was it the Frozen Four or whatever it was, where they had those nations facing off in hockey and everybody loved that, and then everybody forgot about hockey, and then the Olympics, and then they forgot again?
The game's not over yet. The Mariners just hit another home run. It's 27-6.
Making a comeback.
I'm going to take the Kings for their new coach tonight. All right, we got to get a break.
You got to tell everybody you've been teasing this whole 49ers thing.
Oh, that's why you said hurry up. Sorry.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll talk about it when we come back. But the guy that the 49ers hired today to be an assistant defensive coach is, I'll let you tell him, Skrabe.
Oh, you want me to say it right now?
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it after. I want people to have a chance to digest it.
Hold on. Let me find the right words for this.
You want to introduce him properly?
Very talented, misunderstood, but still has something to give, Matt Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus is back in the NFL, and the 49ers have taken him.
Ugh.
This is where you have to just trust your guy, John Lynch.
I am.
You got to trust that he knows
Jesus,
something.
take the wheel.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about the Eberflus signing and how many Super Bowls that will lead Skraby's team to when Gwynn and Chris continues. We also have a sports court headed your way.
From the first pitch.
I'm feeling like a surfer judge today. I can't get my hair out of my eyes. Are you looking at them?
Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa, Chris.
Judge Spicoli.
I think you have it on backwards or
Is that
something.
the problem? I'm Judge
that's the
Spicoli today. Spicoli, you know who that was? No?
Yes.
Okay, Ridgemont High.
Yes.
Played by Sean Penn, by the way, who's gone on to become one of the great dramatic actors of all time, Academy Award winner, but he may have never been better than he was when he was Jeff Spicoli. I don't know.
It's always the first one.
336 is hey, Stu, where'd you get that jacket? Always one of my favorite lines. Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, Tony should be with us at some point.
Yep.
He just sat through a 3.5-hour game today that finally ended with the Padres beating the Mariners. Get this, 27-6. Padres hit 8 home runs. The Mariners hit 4. Suffice to say, the wind was blowing out. Probably the biggest news beyond all that was that Walker Buehler, 3 innings, seemed to pitch okay, gave up a couple of hits, only 1 walk. Both J.P. Sears and Tristan McKenzie were not as sharp in terms of walks. They both walked 3 in their stint as the fight for the number 5 spot continues. All right, let's get back to it and then into sports court. But first, I thought you described it well. Your 49ers have hired Matt Eberflus as a defensive assistant, and I don't see how you can be excited except for one thing. The guy did have enough success at Baltimore, albeit I think with superior talent.
Can you fix the wig,
You're
please?
not liking my look today? Oh, there we go. There we go.
He's like one of those shaggy dogs.
Sorry, I felt like Judge Spicoli today.
Okay.
So Eberflus, when he was with the Ravens, they had a lot of talent, but they had a good enough defense to at least get him the Bears job. So I'll say that. But, man, when he took over the Bears, it was pretty clear that he had just no clue at that level. And then when he went last year to be the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, it just stayed with him. I mean, his Cowboys defense was bad, and they finally had to fire him. So back-to-back years, the guy's been just flat out so bad that he's been fired before the season's over. That just in itself would seem to kind of eliminate you from consideration. Like, why? And I'm not blaming, this isn't on John Lynch. This is on the whole NFL. Guys that just continually get fired because they're not good get another chance. There has to be somebody with a fresh mind out there somewhere.
He's going to be in
you'd
charge
like
of.
To bring in.
He's going to be in charge of probably because he's an assistant. He's probably just going to be in charge of identifying things on film.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to have major decision
I don't think
making.
he'll be no, I agree with you. And he's not going to who's the defense coordinator now? Oh, it's your guy
Raheem Morris.
But
I think
that concerns me. The Raheem Morris bringing in Matt Eberflus.
Raheem Morris is going to be a good defensive coordinator. But Eberflus, whatever his name is, he's not going to get anywhere near that play sheet.
He's going to have some say once in a while.
He will.
Your guy, Fred Warner, will be walking by him in the hallway, and Matt Eberflus will say something that'll mess his whole mind up.
Fred would never let that happen.
I know. Fred's too tough for that.
He is way too tough for that. Can you imagine him being like, Fred, you need to play better?
Yeah.
That's not going to go over well.
You just pick Matt Eberflus up and throw him in the trash and move on down the hallway. I'm not even picking on Matt Eberflus anymore. I mean, he was such an easy mark. But I'm picking on the NFL because they do this all the time, and I don't care for it. It's the old boys club of a guy that has been fired 2 years in a row for bad performance, and then you bring him in, and that bothers me. There's got to be a fresh-faced college coach. Somebody
but what if you
somewhere,
don't want that? What if you don't want a kid who?
Why don't you
maybe
want
if you want a kid, you could.
Wouldn't you rather have a potentially winning perspective over somebody that has been a 2-time loser?
I
know what you're saying. He's got experience, but bad experience to me does not beat no experience.
I think he was a bad head coach, and then he got caught in a place where he didn't have Micah Parsons 2 weeks before the season, and it completely changed everything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he would have been better with Micah Parsons, but
who do the 49ers open with next year? Do they schedule
come out yet?
Actually, I don't think it's come out yet. You just know a couple.
Well, they
of
might
games.
be playing the Rams in Australia, possibly. I don't know if that's week one.
Man, if they play the Rams and our guy Sean the Rams, Sean McVay, yeah, not in football mode. If Sean McVay puts 45 points on them, you're going to come in here in some type of mood.
I'll
on that
be pretty
Monday.
mad.
I know you are.
I'm fine with him being an assistant. It's if Raheem Morris somehow gets another head coaching job and then they're like, Eberflus, you're in.
Yeah,
that's when I'm nervous.
Well, John Lynch, in you we trust on this show.
Is there something playing in here?
I'm sorry. I'm watching.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, I'm watching USD women's basketball.
Okay, I thought I was going
I'm
crazy.
trying to keep an eye on
you're good. You're good. I just thought I was going crazy.
I should be quieter. There's like no sound at all. I can't believe you can hear something.
I have very good hearing.
My buddy, John, I don't know if you know John Silver. He's the now assistant coach at USD. So I'm watching his game. They're in the tournament. All right. That's me. I'm a crazy sports fan. All right, let's get to the sports court here. Do we have traffic first?
Yes.
From Kelly Danick?
Yes.
All right, let's listen to Kelly. See if she has any good one-liners this time.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Rivermark Medical. Got a few hazards in our roads, guys. Southbound 805 before Claremont Mesa Boulevard, a wood pallet reported in middle lanes. Also, southbound 5 before Garnett, stalled vehicle in the fast lane. Further south in the 5, right before Main and Division, another stall reported in the fast lane. And traveling on North 5 Coastline, right past Delmar Heights Road, reports of a stall in the center divide. Rivermark Medical is conducting a Rapid 3 study for FlowStant, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Do you have a sports issue, San Diego? Do you need a third party to make a decision? The guys have put on their robes and picked up their gavels.
All rise. Here comes the judge.
Gwynn and Chris Sports Court starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, if you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. Let's get right into it. The boyfriend and I, these are all Reddit posts. So
the boyfriend and I,
yes, the boyfriend and I live in a 1-bedroom. He really likes watching sports, and I do not.
Yeah,
I find it actively irritating to listen to.
Oh boy,
to watch anything on TV. We stream it from our computers and then hook it up to the TV in the living room via HDMI. I also use the living room for doing schoolwork and working out. It is Sunday during football season, and I asked him if he could watch his football on his computer with headphones, but he wanted to watch it out loud. I can hear it through my earplugs and my own headphones, despite asking him to turn it down and him obliging, and it just makes me feel resentful. So here I am working in our bedroom. It feels like common courtesy to switch headphones when only one person is enjoying the sound of something. He just tells me, okay, I'll turn it down, then does turn it down and turns it back up a few minutes later. Chris, is this worth a confrontation over?
No. Don't waste your time. Just get rid of the guy without a confrontation.
I was thinking about that.
I mean, look, somebody. The first part of it is like he likes football, you don't like football. There's a lot of relationships that can survive on that.
Totally.
There's a bedroom, there's a living room. I know it's 1-bedroom place, but you got 2 rooms. You could conceivably, for a few hours a day, whenever, watch separate things and be fine. Or if you like to do your work in the living room, he could and should turn it down so that he's not bothering you. Anybody out there who is doing something that is knowingly affecting and bothering somebody else, that's not the kind of person I want to be with. It just isn't. And if they don't care about your need to have the TV lower during a football game, they're not going to care about your need for stuff a whole lot more important as this relationship goes on. So, sorry, don't bother talking to him. Just tell him to go watch his football game back at his bachelor pad because you're moving on. Sorry, that was a harsh answer. But that's what I'm giving.
I fully agree with you. This guy is a loser. He does not care about you. There's no seems to only care about himself.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are like that. They're not my type, and they shouldn't be your type.
I think that you definitely should confront him, but your confrontation is peace, homie, because you shouldn't be with this guy anymore.
And you've already asked him to turn the stuff down, and he doesn't turn it down. So to me, having a confrontation with him to what? Ask him to turn it down again?
That would anger me even more.
He's already showed me that he won't turn it down.
And I know people like this that are like, oh, yeah, I'll turn it down and try to act cool and then turn it back up. And it's like, come on. Like, you are not respecting me at all.
Yeah, ridiculous. And this is not a football versus non-football argument because, like I said, a lot of people can have great relationships where one likes football, one likes shopping, one likes this. You know, those kinds of things make the world go around. But one thing that doesn't make the world go around is when one half of the relationship doesn't care about the feelings and needs of the other.
People are asking if he pays the rent or if she pays the rent, and I don't know the answer to that question.
It doesn't matter to me. If he pays the rent, then you move out, and if you pay the rent, kick him out.
Yeah, that's
simple.
Fair. All right, let's move on to the second one. This is a 24-year-old male and his 24-year-old girlfriend. I've been dating her for 2 years.
I don't know, Skraby. I'm too old to remember 24.
I think you'll understand this one. It has nothing to do with the age of the person.
I'm joking, but
yeah, I don't.
That was
remember.
A while ago for me, you know.
Man,
I know.
It's been 16 years, Chris, since I was 24. I could be getting a driver's license again.
No.
I have been dating her for 2 years. We live together. Her parents are very rich. They bought her a sports car for her last birthday. I had a meeting with an investor. It was scheduled for 10 a.m. My girlfriend doesn't work on Saturdays, so I asked her the night before if I could use it, to make a good impression.
Use what?
The car.
Okay.
She said yes, but
to make a good impression on who?
The investor.
Oh.
She said yes, but only if I was back by noon because she had plans. So she was sleeping this morning when I left, so I just thought the plan was going to go as we talked about. The meeting went great, but it did take a little bit longer than I thought. I was going to be a half hour late to getting back home. She was not happy and told me I am disrespecting her by not having the car back in time. She's still very angry at me. The thing she was going to wasn't something with a start time. Being late wouldn't have mattered. I think she's overreacting. I'm up first. Is she? No. I don't know why today is the theme of selfish boyfriends. If you're going to use her car and she says, I need it home by noon, you bring it home by noon. But if you can't, if you're having a great meeting with an investor, you think business opportunity is going to come out of this, and she doesn't absolutely have to be there at noon, text her. Hey, things are going great. I need to stay here a little bit longer. I might be a half hour late with your car. Is that cool? She says no, then I go back home or whatever. But these are some ridiculous boyfriends, Chris. So she is not overreacting. She is in the right to react this way. Chris?
Similar to the last one, but I don't feel as strongly.
Okay.
And the reason is because he said that it was a meeting that just went long.
Yeah.
I can understand that happening. But you're right. If you are at the meeting and it's running long, you need to stop the meeting for a minute.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone or at least text. I know texting is acceptable now. To me, it would be pick up the phone and say, hey, really appreciate you letting me use the car. I know you need it at noon. What happens if I get back at 12:30 because this meeting's going really well?
Oh, it's okay, sweetie. Thanks for telling me.
Perfect. And if she says, God, I got to have it at noon, then yeah, you're going to have to leave.
Then I go, great.
You'll have to tell the person that will pick it up later. So the boyfriend here owed the call before just coming home late.
So his mistake was not letting her know.
Right. Let her know. Be straight up. Face it right then. Don't. I know this is a common practice. Don't screw up now and ask for forgiveness later.
In this regard, yeah.
Right. In this regard, face up to it, say my meeting's going long, and see what the story is. As he said, she didn't really end up needing the car, so chances are she probably would have said, okay, it's fine. Just bring it home as soon as you can.
I think it all
and you wouldn't have had an issue.
I think it all goes back to this guy didn't feel comfortable driving his own car to this meeting.
Yeah, I can get
He wanted
this.
to impress. I can understand it too.
If he had a jalopy or something and she's got a...
Go park it around the block and then walk. You know, Chris, I've driven some jalopies in my life, and I've parked it around the block.
Have you really?
Because I don't want people to see my jalopy.
When I was a kid, I had a terrible bicycle one year.
You've told us this.
Yeah,
You got it stolen, right?
I got one stolen on purpose, but then I still had to get to school, so I borrowed another one that was really a wreck, and I used to park it 2.5 blocks from school and walk the rest of the way. I was so embarrassed.
I mean, I've been there.
That's
I think
not
we've
right.
all been there.
I know we've all been there, though.
All right, so we are both saying this guy is these guys so far.
Yeah, first guy's
annoying.
way worse, though.
I agree.
Okay.
Because he's just blatantly, the first guy's just blatantly
Seems
being
like
disrespectful.
Seems like it.
This wasn't a blatant disrespect. It was, I didn't communicate with you. All right, final one. I have a son playing high school football, and I thought he was having fun, but I overheard him talking to a friend. They were talking about how the varsity players have been hazing them. I don't know what was happening because I didn't hear the full conversation, but I did hear the word hazing, and I did hear the varsity players were doing it. I do not like this. I want him to be his own person, but I feel like I need to step in. I am a single dad, and his mom is not agreeable to anything, so I'm not even going to bring this to her. Chris, do I go and tell someone what I heard?
So tough.
This one is tough.
And you put yourself in this position, and you're going to tell me that you couldn't help it, but you could. Don't listen to stuff you're not supposed to listen to is my first thing here. I know you want to know everything that's going on, but sometimes in the world, stuff is being kept from you for all of the right reasons. Now, I'm not saying hazing is right, and something
Hazing's really bad.
Now that you know about it, I think you pretty much have to do something about it. But the part of this that just bugs a little, don't be leaning against your kid's door.
I don't think that's what was happening.
I'm just saying, he heard stuff. The kid didn't know he heard it.
You're right about that. And all
right.
the responses I read from it seems like a very genuine human being that was writing this.
Yeah, I don't like to know stuff that I'm not supposed to know. I always feel there's a reason I don't know it.
That's true. Maybe
so that's kind of where I'm coming from here. But in this case, hazing is flat out wrong and illegal.
Yes.
And I think you're going to have to, say, look, I'm sorry. I happened to stumble into that conversation. And, I'm not prying. But now that I know, we need to talk about this. Because we need to do what we can to stop this from happening.
Now, is there
that
any
has
way,
to be my answer.
Is there any way you can go to the coach and anonymously and be like, hey, my son didn't even tell me this. I overheard this. I'm just putting it on your radar. Because then the coach can look out for it. But you're right. They have to say something because if something bad happens they kind of knew about
you're
it.
Almost, what do you call it? An accomplice to it a little bit.
This is a really tough one. I say you tell someone but be anonymous about it, or protect your child.
Here's something that I'm about, and I don't know everybody is about. Don't look in your wife's purse if you're worried what you might find in there. Don't look at your significant other's phone if you're worried about what might be there. I'm not saying not to, because most of us have good enough relationships where we don't care. But if you're looking because you kind of think you want to find something, it never turns out good. Does it?
No, never. You know what? I live firmly by this rule, Chris. Whatever I don't know doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That was a triple negative. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I do. Chris vs. the Fans next.
Pod. And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know?
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education, because I did not know it was
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
Fulls. I will take one.
The winner, Skraby, has a jar of a couple of my jars.
I think they both are winners if they pass this.
For the winners.
Yeah.
Yeah. course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now,
this is the one that he has right now.
The 38?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
Maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
Right, we
All right, hold on.
Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful for those listening. on that.
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right
spoon?
now. That's a full spoon.
All right.
That is a full
Down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in? Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Skraby. Skraby,
both did.
did you swallow that, Skraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see it.
Tasty.
I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. Adam, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
on
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the
The competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
two.
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon. No double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't.
I
think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
it.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
no,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
What you waiting on? You let laughing it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is back
All right.
to.
College
But
boy.
this
I must tell you, Tony,
wait.
that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
cashed
You
his
said I wouldn't
check.
be able to
I
catch you.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You
You
proved me
cashed it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I
Scraby,
gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that
the
tie,
tie thing,
was
yeah, because
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little
no,
red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
this
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's
He's
going
taking
there.
that one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow, you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right.
Right.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking
Drop.
trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
to you got to
doing
hold
this
another
to
spoon.
yourself.
No, because I don't want.
You
Adam
want
to-
Adam to say
He,
he
by
has
the way,
one sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in
Just
there.
keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug-
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Scraby's
son
now
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going to
go
bed.
get
bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
Here's want
Frank-
the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
He
problem.
did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Skraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost.
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the,
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild. My
And what is the before they try? What is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah,
It's one of the
Suspect.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
the
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know. It was
I've
Scoville.
allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
want to see if you
is
can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
that's,
one of
that's
you
not
can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
fools.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar
Yes.
of
Here it
a
is.
couple of my jars.
I think they
Products.
both are winners if they pass
Hold on
this.
one
I
second.
hate to
Winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am.
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
maybe.
this right here.
Chris, Tony Gwynn Jr. will be joining the show soon. But we certainly understand. He sat through the longest game ever played today. The Padres beat the Mariners 27-6 in spring training. By the way, that was not the only crazy score in spring training today. The Athletics beat the Angels 16-10. Sorry, 16-11. The Reds beat the Dodgers 14-13. So I guess the wind was just blowing out everywhere.
I mean, in Florida, it was doing it too.
Twins beat the Yankees 15-0 today.
Who needs the World Baseball Classic players?
Evidently, they took all the pitchers with them to the World Baseball Classic too, because whoever was pitching today, it wasn't getting too many guys out. The Padres hit 8 homers today. The Mariners hit 4 in the loss. Walker Buehler. I'm looking forward to hearing what Tony thought, but 3 innings, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. Did give up a couple of runs. JP Sears, 3 innings, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, gave up 2 solo homers. Probably not what he needed. Tristan McKenzie, inning and 2/3. Only gave up 1 run, but 4 hits and 3 walks.
Yeah.
That ain't great.
And that was at the end of the game when things were well in.
Yeah, those aren't good numbers for people trying to make the team. And there's Randy Vasquez is making sure that there's only going to be 1 spot open. So
he is.
We'll see who gets it. All right, we're going to do Chris first. I did want to give a couple of quick headlines, so we haven't given them. And they're pretty big stories. One is in the NBA. Jason Tatum, who is supposed to be out for the year for the Celtics, is coming back, and he's playing starting tomorrow. That's a big deal. I mean, you're talking about one of the best players in the NBA.
Isn't that the whole thing about where he's just going to mess up the mojo?
I don't think so. Jason Tatum is good enough to come in and make the Celtics like the best team in the East immediately. And not only that, he's had the ultimate load management. He hasn't played a game for all season. How fresh is he going to be compared to the rest of these guys?
He's going to be very, very fresh.
Right?
Yes.
And as long as he's healthy, and I don't think he'd be coming back if he's not. This guy's 28 years old. I mean, this could be really bad news for fans of the Pistons and the Knicks and the teams that are in the East that are hoping to go to the finals.
I really hope it.
I hate the Celtics, so I don't want to
too.
see it happen. But Jason Tatum coming back is a big deal.
Joe Mazzulla is what I don't like.
I know, and you hate when he's like, I told you so.
Oh, I'm so smart.
I know.
I am a philosopher.
Look at me. I'm not a fan. The baseball news today was that Andrew McCutchen went to the Rangers. He was somebody that we talked about. I know Tony wanted him to come here.
I don't even know if the Padres even checked in.
Well, and also once you get Castellanos, you're not going to get McCutchen also.
That's true.
And then there's one big NFL story today, bigger than your 49ers getting Eberflus.
How could that?
How could there be a bigger story than that, you ask? Buffalo Bills finally get Josh Allen, a real receiver.
Oh, God.
DJ Moore from the Bears to the Bills.
The Bills keep taking in these receivers that are just problems. They took in Stephon Diggs.
You think DJ Moore's a problem?
Coleman. DJ Moore is definitely a problem.
Is he? Okay, tell me why.
Remember last year or 2 years ago, he just walked out of the game and sat on the bench during a play. He's always
who was his coach that year?
I don't care if it was Eberflus. You should probably play through the play, bro.
No, Matt Eberflus.
He's always angry about something.
Okay. I didn't know DJ Moore was bad news.
Well, to me,
and if he was, I'd me, I'd be all over it. But
if
haven't
the
heard
Bears
all that
didn't
stuff.
want him for a reason, I mean, it should tell you something because he is a good wide receiver.
Bears get a 2nd-round pick. Now we know that they also get a 5th-round pick. So we know that a 5th-round pick is like gold, but they're also getting a 2nd-round pick, and the Bills are paying most of Moore's money.
Well, then
the Bills are giving the Bears a lot for this, but the Bills need a receiver for Josh Allen. We'll see. Let me ask you this: 2nd round next year, fantasy draft, DJ Moore sitting right there.
Everybody can take him. I'm not taking.
You
that
won't
guy.
touch him.
I'm
huh?
not going to touch him.
God, he could have a big year with Josh Allen. All right, we'll see. Of course, I'm the champ this year, not you. So it'll be my judgment that holds sway here. Let's play Chris versus the fans. You had no reaction to me reminding you that I won the championship.
I was getting a text, but yes.
No reaction. I don't blame you.
No, you won the championship. You deserve your flowers, Chris.
Thank you. Let's go to the game.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Our co-host for the draft show that we have, I don't know if we're going to be doing the draft show.
We better be.
Braden Soprene is texting me. He agrees with me. He's not going to even go near DJ Moore. He thinks the Bills are stupid.
All right. I'll remind him of that when DJ Moore is trampling over the Dolphins' crappy defense for his 4th touchdown of the game.
I'm sure that would happen.
Yes, he will. Sure he'll have at least one good game or two, I guess.
Braden also makes a good point. I didn't pull up his stats coming off the worst year of his career, too. So
DJ Moore.
Yeah.
I thought he had a good year. So who was Williams throwing to all year?
Roma Dunze.
No. Roma Dunze didn't do anything last year.
Luther Burden.
Okay.
Cole Kmet and that other dude. The guy who caught the crazy touchdown in the playoff game with I can't remember his name.
I think this is a good trade for Buffalo. I think they got to take a shot. They need a number one wide receiver. I think DJ Moore is a number one. And we'll see if he can make it. How old is DJ Moore? One last question.
He's got to be, I would say, 29.
Okay. As long as he's not over 30, I think it's
28.
28.
Oh, well, he'll be 29 in a month.
Well, we're all going to be 29 at some point.
I wish I was still 29.
Yeah.
All right, we need to
look. I'm a Miami fan. I hope this blows up in Buffalo's face.
I think it will.
I just don't think it will.
I think it will.
All right, go ahead.
We have to do the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question, or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you will get that question for free today. We are playing for a chance to win this week's grand prize, a pair of tickets to the Field of Dreams. Oh man, I didn't do it again, Chris. I was trying to remember what the Field of Dreams was. Give me a second. This is
oh, well, you don't know what the Field of Dreams is?
Pair of tickets to the Field of Dreams Festival at Petco Park. I didn't know the date, June 13th. I could have told you Slightly Stupid and Sublime are going to be there.
Yes, I remember hearing that yesterday.
And more tickets at Ticketmaster.com. All right.
Okay.
Let's go to our first contestant. We'll go to Steve. He was the first person to call. Hello, Steve.
Hey, guys.
Welcome in, sir.
You
Good luck. Thanks for waiting
Yeah.
while we went back and forth there on DJ Moore. What do you think of DJ Moore, Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
I liked him with Carolina.
Liked him with Carolina.
I liked him with Carolina too.
Okay.
Carolina also gave up on him, Chris.
Okay. We'll see
All
where
right,
this
Steve.
goes.
Well, Steve might be a good player because he knew he played for Carolina.
Yeah,
so.
Steve already knows more about DJ Moore than I ever did right there.
Here we go, Steve. What team was Albert Pujols on when he won his last MVP?
Cardinals.
Correct. Didn't have any good enough years with the Angels.
Was that the only team he ever won MVP for?
It was
it was a tricky question, but Steve, you were up to it. Good job.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. I mean, this is the question that came up, and I think Steve is going to know this. What decade saw Major League Baseball's Big Red Machine in Cincinnati?
Oh, wow. He's got this.
70s.
70s.
Yeah. 75 to be specific, and 76.
That's a great name, too. Big Red Machine.
Pretty easy, but yeah, it was, and it fit because they seemed like they scored so many runs. I wonder how many they really scored. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
At the
Were
time,
they really a machine?
Right. They had, a hell of a lineup. I'll say that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right.
I think we just give Steve the thing. He sounds really smart. Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, Steve, you win.
I mean, this is going to be tough.
You think this one might get him?
Who was the American captain for the 2025 Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black?
What?
The captain of the last American Ryder Cup team.
Scuffler. have no clue.
Scheffler. Okay, well, at least you named
You
someone.
named a golfer.
Stay there. If Chris gets this, he pays attention to golf more, and I think he does.
I can picture the guy,
You can?
but I can't think of his name. Just buzz me.
Just
Damn
buzz
it.
you.
I know when you say it, I'm going to be really mad.
All right, Steve, you are the winner. Stay right there. I got to get the clap for Steve first before. There we go. The applause.
I remember the guy like trying to make it sound like he was a genius because he put Shoddy Scheffler in the lineup. I'm like, anybody could have done that.
Keegan Bradley.
Keegan Bradley, yeah.
Which is strange.
He wasn't a genius. Didn't they get crushed?
They got whooped.
It wasn't even close.
The Ryder Cup has been really bad to the Americans.
We've been hammered in that thing
It's not
recently.
been great. It's
Keegan
been really
Bradley,
bad.
get rid of him. Throw him overboard.
Throw
Terrible
him
captain.
overboard.
Yeah.
He's also a Celtic fan.
Well, even worse.
I know.
All right, good for you, Steve. Steve sounded like a pretty smart guy there. I feel good about him winning.
Me too.
I would have liked to come up with Keegan Bradley, but that just wasn't really in my line of sight.
I feel like it was close enough. But yeah, you're right. It was.
Are you kidding me?
What?
I'm still on DJ Moore. DJ Moore had 50 catches last year. The year before, he had 98.
Yeah.
And he had 96 the year before that.
And guess what? Caleb Williams was better last year.
So where did he go last year?
He went to the bench during the play.
No, that was all right.
That's 2 years ago. I don't know.
I need to take this a step further.
Okay.
Who was a better receiver who did Caleb Williams throw all of his passes to?
I gotta think it's the rookie. I can't think of his name. It's not Cole Kmet.
Colston Loveland. He caught 58. DJ Moore was second with 50. So the Bears didn't have any big receivers. Dunze caught 44. Burden, you mentioned, caught 47. I don't know. I thought DJ Moore. I just thought DJ Moore had a lot better year last year, but statistically, whoever said he didn't is right. Really didn't have a very good year.
You should listen to us.
Well, I hope Buffalo goes directly to last place, although that's going to be difficult with the Jets still in the division. We'll take a break. We'll check some traffic. Good job by Steve. Sorry nobody else got to play today, but one of those days. And, it's a kind of a quick version of Chris versus the fans.
Oh, I want to talk to you about something. Remember Ben Davis? Wasn't he the guy who broke up the no-hitter?
Smartly. Broke up Kurt Schilling's no-hitter with a bunt? Yeah.
He really hurt himself earlier this month, and he was trying to act like nothing happened. But it was a major injury that he caused to himself. And he's like, it's all good. It's all good.
Padre.
Yeah,
we had him on the show one time.
He's a Phillies commentator now.
We had him on. We had him on.
We did. So we'll talk about that
we'll
briefly.
find out about that and some other things after this short timeout. show. I'm going to duck in on some of his stuff.
Really?
Yeah, his USD women's basketball team is playing right now in the West Coast Conference tournament. And looks like they're going to win. Got the ball, I think, in a 3-point lead. 7.8 seconds to go. Good for them if they hang on. 65-62.
Now they just have to face 5 more games.
Right. USD women finished in 11th place. So the West Coast Conference tournament, the way that works, it's like a staggered system. So, yeah, they got to win for like a whole week straight. But it looks like they're going to get one. So good for them. Good for you, Braden. We mentioned, did we get
Ben Davis?
Yes, Ben Davis is the former Padre catcher.
Yep.
Who, it is interesting that he's most famous for breaking up Curt Schilling's perfect game with a bunt.
Yep. People are
kind
very
of a strange thing to be famous for, right? But that's what he's famous for. But now he's a broadcaster, you say, with the Phillies, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
So Ben Davis has been a broadcaster with the Phillies for a few years now, and he joined the morning show WIP, which they're a sister station of ours, and they put out a ton of content. So if you're interested in the Phillies, go to WIP
if you're a Phillies
on Twitter.
fan, you'll like that.
You will love it because we're going to hear from JT Realmuto on WIP in the Big Five.
You know, sometimes I can't walk 5 feet without bumping into a Philadelphia fan around here.
See, I don't see that.
Well, you're not. You hang out with me for a couple days, you'll run into them. I know a ton of these people.
All right, so Ben Davis.
I want to say that I sounded like I don't like them. I do like them.
You did.
These are people I like, but the way I said it made it sound like there's so many of them.
Yeah. Ben Davis shows up to spring training, and apparently he's injured. And everybody is like, "What is going on with you?" And he's like, "No big deal." But he went on the radio and he told the story, and it's quite harrowing.
Ben is grimacing. Ben Davis, the floor is yours, sir. Please tell everybody what happened.
Well, I live on Pine Lane in Chadsford, and we have a lot of white pine, and they're terrible trees. If the snow gets on them, they fall. So I had 2 big ones fall, and I got done cleaning up one the other day.
Meaning you chopped it up into small pieces with a chainsaw.
And I was just about done the second one, and there was a branch that went into the ground. I snipped it, and it came back, and the saw cut my kneecap.
What?
Yeah.
The chainsaw.
The chainsaw.
I'm going the camera on you there.
I kind of want to hear more, but we can stop.
There's more?
Well, he just explains how
he chainsawed his own knee.
So what happened was he was trying to cut the thing down. I guess it kicked the wrong way. The tree kicked the wrong way, and it kicked the chainsaw into his kneecap. And he said that he has to sit with his leg straight, and his leg always has to be straight because if he bends it, the incision will open back up on his knee because that's how bad he injured it. That is crazy.
When he told the story, I was in complete, utter pain when he said the chainsaw hit his knee.
I can't even begin to think.
You know what Curt Schilling would say about that? Bet you can't beat out a bunt now.
Or he probably would be. He's the only person cheering for this to happen.
Curt Schilling had the bloody sock, but now Ben Davis has the bloody knee and then some.
Here's where he's one of these guys, Chris. Instead of going to the hospital, he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to put some sturdy strips, I think they're called.
Okay.
And he wrapped up his knee, and his wife was like, "No. You're not gonna just put a strip on your knee because you cut it down to the bone, sir."
Damn. That hurts. That hurts.
I knew you were gonna. When he started saying chainsaw, I saw your face.
Yeah, USD won. Good for the ladies there. They move on to the next round where your old school USF awaits.
7th seed
in the second round. USD women 66-62 over St. Mary's. Good for them. And we like to try to keep tabs on all of these teams around here, Skrabe. I don't know. The Big Five is coming up. Tony will be here soon. Has NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett caught your eye yet today?
No.
I think it's about time to put Myles Garrett in jail. And I'm not kidding. Now, I'm going to tell everybody why
What
that
the
is
heck?
when we come back.
We can't go to break yet.
I know. But I want to just say Myles Garrett is a 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, maybe 3, at least 2. He has not made one mistake or 2 or even 3. He's made the same mistake now 9 times.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, how many times does he get before something serious actually happens to him? I know he's a big name. I know he's a celebrity. I know that he has more money than God, but there has to come a time when he has to be held accountable. And it really, you of all people should hate this story almost more than I do, because I know when you don't like it, when celebrity type people get special treatment.
Yeah.
And that has to be what's happening here. So we'll explain that when we come back. Gwynn and Chris, we've got Big Five on top of that. We got Tony. Hopefully, if he's done adding up all of the scoring today and the Padre win over the Mariners. And we're back on 97.3 The Fan.
The biggest guests in San Diego.
got to get the equipment hooked up. And that's something I have experience with, Skraby. It could take any time between 5 minutes and 2 hours.
It would take me 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, you're an engineer. We're not.
I am not an engineer.
We are on-air talent acting as engineers. And anything that we get done in that regard needs to be appreciated. And as you know, something always seems to go amiss while you're setting it up, even though you know what to do. Like last week, remember when I was setting up the what do you call it? The box.
Yes.
The tie line.
Yes.
And it was plugged in, but it wasn't plugged in enough, apparently.
That is true.
Like, what?
Yeah, it needs to be plugged in all the way.
Scraby's like, is it plugged in? I go, yes. He goes, plug it in again. So I plugged it in again, and then it worked.
Guess what? I've been there, Chris.
Yeah, well, all right. That's why you're an engineer.
You have to really shove it in there.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Mr. All right, here's the thing with Myles Garrett, if you didn't know this already. Cleveland's Myles Garrett was given us a citation yesterday, 94 miles an hour and a 70. All right, this happened last month. Now, here's the thing that I can't deal with, Scrape. You're going 94 and a 70 like enough one time that's like, give me your license. You're a danger to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't do that in Cleveland or Ohio. That's 2 times. Last August, he got one in another Cleveland suburb, 100 miles per hour in a 60. So he was 40 miles and over that time. I'm not sure what in the world happened. In 2022, he got one for, quote, failure to control his motor vehicle.
Oh, yeah, he slid off the road or something.
After he smashed himself in the left shoulder, drove his car off the side of the road, and flipped over.
Yeah.
That was in 2022. Would you not think if you flipped yourself over in a car that you would then be more careful? Apparently not, because this ticket that Myles Garrett just got was his 9th in the last 9 years. Now, somebody who's smarter than me out there in the world of the law, try to, and I know maybe even if you're a lawyer here, you don't know what the laws are in Ohio.
I tried to look it up.
Skraby kind of tried to look some of it up. But no matter what the law is in Ohio, it can't be you just get unlimited tickets driving 100 miles an hour. They just can't be the rule. Like, you just get unlimited, especially if you're Myles Garrett. So something is going on here, and it needs to stop, because what's going to happen? Myles Garrett already smashed himself, got hurt, rolled his car over, etc. He doesn't seem to care about himself because he's doing it still. But what's going to happen sooner rather than later is that he's going to hurt someone else. If you're driving 90 in a 60, 100 in a 60, whatever he does, it's only a matter of time. I guarantee you, Josh, what was the Raider guy's name?
Oh,
was it Josh?
No,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, the
Alabama kid, and he ended up in
Can't
jail.
remember his name right
I know,
now.
but he drove into a person, and their car
going
caught
150.
Right. So when
Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs, thank you. Thanks, chat. So when he did that, Henry didn't care about what happened to himself.
No.
But he wasn't thinking about what might happen to the woman he ended up killing.
And he still doesn't even care because he's trying to get out early.
Myles Garrett, they never mind stopping him for his own good. Stop him for somebody else's good. Please. 9 times in 9 years, and at least twice in this story, and maybe more, since he had a rollover crash himself. He doesn't care. He doesn't seem to think that anything can happen to him. He's indestructible. A lot of these NFL players, and I'll just say athletes in general, feel indestructible sometimes. So you know what? If you don't care, Myles Garrett, about yourself, then I don't care about you either. But I do care about the people you potentially will hurt. And I hope that Ohio gets a license and gets it away from this guy. And this is it. I don't know how much more you can do. And he's supposed to go to court. but he doesn't have to because he paid the fine, Skraby said.
Yeah, he
in
so
reading
here,
up
here,
on this
here's
a
the
little
thing
more.
that bothers me the most.
Okay.
The Browns need to sit him down and be like, hey,
where are they?
Like, why are you putting us through this every single year?
Where are they?
Number
well,
two,
you know where the Browns are. I mean, they got 19 more guys that are in more trouble than him.
Number two, this is what really bothers me. According to the article, the officer wrote him up for 94, but allegedly he was going over 100. So if she wrote him up for over 100, it would have put him in a different category. He would have had to go to court, but she wrote him up for 94. And so that he could pay his $157 fine and be on his merry way.
How is that only?
Here's the other thing too. He
Well,
doesn't care about how much insurance costs.
God,
he makes
no.
$151 million.
That's
So
what
what
I'm
does he
saying.
care?
I know he does. Look, we've already determined. He's determined for us that he doesn't care about him. I'm not worried about him as a result because he doesn't care. But I am worried about that person on that lonely Ohio highway who is going to be run into by him. And it's only a matter of time. And you know I'm kind of right on this.
Disagree.
9 times. And people are making a deal out of this. Like, I'm not, I don't watch all these shows and the morning, the Stephen A. Smith and all these guys. But somebody needs to get out there who has a little bigger platform than me and embarrass Myles Garrett to where Myles Garrett, or at least, honestly, even you call him out on this. The next time Myles Garrett is interviewed, it's going to be, hey, how was it being the defensive player of the year? Hey, how great was last year? God, you're good. Isn't it hard playing on the Browns? Well, you're so a joy to watch. We sure love you. Hey, thanks for the time, Myles. We really appreciate it. Have a great season. When is somebody going to say, hey, Myles, the hell are you going to stop speeding, you idiot?
Why don't you do it?
Well, get him on the show. I'll be happy to.
I've tried. He said that Chris Ello guy won't.
Yeah, right.
He won't let me do it. He won't let me go.
I'm just saying. This has got somehow. You look. We see it in other walks of life, not just sports. Sports is a signal, a microcosm of the whole society. People who aren't held accountable in whatever it is, that pisses all of us off.
I agree with that. People not held accountable does make everybody angry. I think the state of Ohio should do something about this.
Yeah,
because it's the Browns players.
I'm begging them to.
I mean, remember Shador was caught going like 100 in a neighborhood before the season.
I'm not worried about Myles Garrett. I'm worried about the person that doesn't know Myles Garrett is driving in the neighborhood at a hundo.
I definitely don't look for a downfall of someone, but when it does happen, I'm not going to feel bad.
And by the way, if he's only been caught 9 times, that means he speeded 100 miles an hour 900 times.
You know who should put a stop to this? His girlfriend, Chloe Kim.
Is that his girlfriend?
Yeah, his girlfriend, Chloe Kim.
She's
a Winter Olympic.
Likes to go fast.
Well, she is a Olympic snowboarder. So, but if I'm her, I'm being like, dude, stop.
You're embarrassing people, Myles Garrett. And, you're not going to get any love on this show. I know we're a long way away from where you are. And you might even be able to say out there, well, you wouldn't say this if you were in Cleveland. I sure hope I would say it if I was in Cleveland. I do. All right. Thanks. Sorry for that harangue, Skraby. Get us to the Big 5, which will probably be like a Big 2 now.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions. We'll pick a freeway. We got problems on just about all of them this afternoon. Let's start with the North County ride. Northbound 5, accident clearing past Elmore Heights Road, but another accident up ahead past Loma Santa Fe. Now, this one is blocking the 2 left lanes. Also, westbound 78 before Rancho Santa Fe. There is a stalled car in the center divide. Traveling on South 805, accident clearing from the La Jolla Village Drive off-ramp. Also, southbound 5, accident near E Street in the clearing stage. It's over to the right shoulder and going to find eastbound King Freeway right before the 805. Accident involving a couple cars there in the center divide. Up ahead, just past the 125, an accident in the clearing stage. Shop Vons and Albertsons for savings on family favorites right now. Jenny O, 93% lean ground turkey, 16 ounces is $4.99 with membership where applicable. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. We have a couple strange topics out there today. None of them were Myles Garrett, so we're good on that.
Can you,
Number 5.
maybe you can, how we used to get, what's his name? The good football guy, really good guy from Cleveland.
Oh, Brent Sobleski.
Yeah, love him. Maybe you can call Brent and get him to get me on a show in Cleveland, and we'll talk about Myles Garrett.
I could do that.
I guarantee eventually Myles Garrett will hear it. He'll probably come and, try to run me over, but this kind of stuff really angers me, and I know you're behind me on this, Skrabe. I really do. I know you're trying not to be as adamant, but you don't like when people get away with stuff. No way average Joe is going 100 miles an hour 9 times.
No, I get it. I am not happy with it. For some reason, certain things I'm just like, this guy's never going to learn. So why am I bother? Why do I get mad about it?
Because somebody else is going to get killed.
Totally
That's why you should bother with it.
But I get what you're saying, and it's not good, and it makes me think twice about him because he is putting everybody else in danger, and that is a selfish move. It's a selfish move as a driver. You cannot be putting
quite indeed.
You cannot be putting other people's lives in danger because you want to go fast.
All right, on to we go to the big one. All we have time left.
Kyler Murray. I'll make this quick.
All right.
So he is supposedly going to be cut by the Arizona Cardinals next week.
Yeah.
There's going to be several different teams looking into it. I heard the Vikings really wanted him, but I also saw the A's make a comment about Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray was drafted by the A's years ago.
I believe the 7th overall pick.
Yeah, and they still have his rights. And so they were asked, hey, would you guys want Kyler Murray to come play baseball and see what he could do? And they said, of course, bring Kyler Murray in. Let's get him going. My thought is, well, here's the question, Chris.
Okay.
Should Kyler Murray give a go with baseball? Give it a go with baseball.
Here's the thing I read about Kyler Murray that you asked me yesterday about the Dolphins and should they, they should just throw everything into Kyler Murray.
They should swim right up to him.
But there are a lot of people who say that Kyler Murray, and this was the word in Arizona, is the laziest guy ever. Doesn't do his homework, doesn't study. In fact, it was in his contract that he had to study a certain amount of hours.
Yep.
You would never put that in Peyton Manning's contract because he's already studying a lot.
Yeah.
So Kyler Murray sounds like a lazy guy. If he's too lazy to play 17 or 18 games a season, can't imagine the guy's going to be too pumped up for $162.
Maybe there's too much downtime for him. Uh-oh. Maybe there's too much downtime for him. Maybe he's
you're like funny. This is like Big Ben going off every day at 4:45. I cough.
It is really strange.
Yeah.
Everybody just know when Chris coughs and has to turn off his microphone, it's 4:45.
Time to leave. Yeah, time to go home from work. Yeah.
I think he
too much downtime,
should not try it, though.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, you've been off baseball for, 3-4 years?
Yeah.
Baseball's tough to get back if you leave it go for 4 years. I don't think so. I think his best shot is to play football and start applying himself.
Yeah.
Because if he applies himself, he's got talent. We know this.
Yeah.
He's got athleticism. We know that. I don't know if I want the guy, though, if he's going to be a lazy bum. Because if it's a lazy bum, he's only got certain ability he can get to. And about where he is where that limit is. So, anyway.
Yeah, your future is better in football than baseball, Mr. Murray.
Number 4.
If the Eagles are going to trade A.J. Brown, it's going to cost the team. According to the NFL Network, the Eagles are looking for a first-round pick with a second-rounder on top of it. The report also said if they don't get something that valuable in return, they will not trade him. So I'm up first. Would you give up a first- and second-round pick for A.J. Brown? No, I would not. That guy seems like he just tears apart. I don't care what the Eagles say. All of the stuff that happened last year surrounding him being unhappy, not wanting to talk to his teammates. It's all self-inflicted. It's all things that he could fix, but he doesn't want to. I'm not giving up a first and second round pick for a guy who drops balls like he did in the playoffs against the 49ers. Like, he dropped at least 2 balls that would have given the Eagles a pretty good shot of winning.
There is no question, not trying to take away from your Niners, and I normally don't miss an opportunity to do that, but not to take away from their win, but A.J. Brown cost single-handedly the Eagles a chance to win that game. He was so bad in that playoff game. It was embarrassing to see a professional athlete of his supposed skill drop so many passes with so much on the line.
Oh, yeah. I would not trade for him.
So absolutely not. And I think with the Eagles, what they're first doing is they're asking for ridiculous, hoping there'll be somebody stupid to do it. But I think eventually the Eagles would just lower their price, and they should trade this guy. I know people say don't do it. I say trade him. I think if you're the Eagles, it's addition by subtraction. Maybe it'll give Devontae Smith a chance to step into a better role. I'm not an A.J. Brown fan, and I lost him for good in that 49er game. He'll very hard for him to win me back over after that pathetic of a performance. I mean, I know he can run down the field and, 60 yards and you throw it up and he can catch a touchdown, but I lost him on that game, that 49er game. So
I'm with you.
All right.
I'm with you.
Number 3.
Phillies catcher JT Realmuto. Remember the call from Game 4 against the Dodgers where the umpire called, I think it was a strike ball or a ball strike. It changed the entire at bat, basically.
Okay.
Well, JT Realmuto was behind the plate that day, and he revealed what the umpire said to him after this call.
I think back to the pitch that Sanchez threw in the 7th inning of Game 4. I mean, you had to feel it. That was a strike.
Yeah, the umpire told me right after he balled that it was a strike. He admitted to missing it right away. So, that's the type of stuff where it's just like every game there was one play that changes the whole game, and that's what happens when you put two teams of that high quality together. But also looking back, that just lets us know we're that good. We're right.
Okay, well, I don't really care
All right,
about
so
that.
you're talking about the fact the umpire admitted to missing the call.
Said right after he missed the call, I missed the call. So my question is, would you rather an ump argue that they are right, or would you rather them say that they missed the call right after it? Like, would you rather the umpire be like, you don't know what you're talking about and stand behind his call? Or would you rather him be like, hey, I know I got that wrong, and I know that just completely changed the game? I don't know that I like to admit it that specifically if I'm the umpire, because that's going to leave a mark like on the situation. Yeah. I will say I'm just using myself. I'm not a major league umpire, but myself, if I have a call that a coach calls me out on a lot that I'm not 100% sure after I hear him complain, I will say, you might be right on that one. I think that's enough. I don't think you have to say, you know what, coach, you're right. I just flat out blew it. I'm not a fan of telling on myself quite that much. But I'll be happy to say, you might be right. Maybe you had a different look, but I don't think this is going to be a factor anymore now. This is one of the good things about the ABS system. Yes, that kind of pitch will not happen. Yes, it will correct. One thing the ABS system will not help was the throw that old Kirkering made at the end of the game that sailed to the backstop. Yeah, the ABS system can't. I know JT Realmuto say that changed the game. No, Ryan Kirkering changed the game. Yeah, Ryan Kirkering put the Dodgers in the next round is what he did. And I know he's had trouble with it this offseason, but he's going to be the guy from Ace Ventura who just sits in the attic and just watches the play over and over. The kicker. Finkel? Ray Finkel. Yes. That's mean to do to Kirkering. Yeah, no, I don't want that to happen. Yeah. Anyway. If Jim Carrey has to pry him out of the closet in late August, that's not good. Do not go in there. Woo. Favorite line from Number 2. All right, I'm stuck at a rock and a hard place because we're about to go to break, but I think hurry. Okay, well, I got to play this audio. Tony, we're gonna have to play it with Tony. All right, if we do get to it. Miles Michaelis said something about jerks and Profar, but here's the last one, Chris, we can get to right now.
Number 1.
Aaron Rodgers appeared on Pat McAfee's show yesterday and told everyone watching, if you are expecting him to make a decision about his future on that show, do not expect it. He said he hasn't had any conversations with the Steelers about whether or not he'll be back for a second season in Pittsburgh. Come on, Aaron.
You mean you don't want to make a decision now? You'd rather drag it out so we have to talk about you for 6 more months?
That's exactly.
I find it really hard to believe that Aaron Rodgers wants to, stay as relevant to the conversation. Yeah, Aaron Ray will play this for everything it's worth.
He is. My question
and he
is,
probably already knows what he's going to do.
Does. My question is, do you think we see him play quarterback next year
for the Steel Curtain
for the Steelers?
Who's coaching?
McCarthy. And he's been very complimentary of McCarthy.
Of course, he has been outwardly.
They said they're like brothers. He's like a big brother to Aaron.
I think it's likely that he will, I guess, with McCarthy. But you know who will be rooting against the Steelers?
You?
Me.
Of course.
Yeah, I can't. McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers together. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers sure looked like he was done in that last Houston game. I hate to put so much into one game, but it looked like it was kind of time. 17 more games.
I think he's going to play.
Whew.
I think he's going to play.
Yeah, he could. When do you start damaging what you did in your Hall of Fame career?
I've been told by you guys it can't ever happen.
Yeah. I know we got to go to break. I think of the old Willie Mays thing when he played with the Mets and he just was a complete shell of himself. But you know what? Nobody remembers that now.
Yeah, true.
Right? So, all right, we'll take a break. Tony's back for the final hour, the happy hour, coming up. say that the traffic on the 15 South here near the 5, or near the 8, rather, has been moving along today after yesterday's disaster. I hope you didn't get caught in it out there.
Yo, I saw the video of that
It
thing. I don't know if y'all seen it. It's
the
it's
truck
like circulating.
Yeah, the car cutting off the truck and the whole thing. Yeah.
That's crazy. What happened with the car that cut the truck off? Did that end up in the accident too, or did?
I think so. I mean, I don't think the car got out of there scot-free, but it held up everybody. Tony, it held up people for 9 hours, and all the way traffic was from the 8 freeway back to Mira Mesa or beyond.
Mesa, yeah.
That's crazy.
Was anybody hurt?
I never heard. Unfortunately, I probably should have tried to find that out. I'm like worried about everybody getting home in the traffic, but
I've not seen this footage.
Yes,
it's crazy.
It's
on Instagram. Somebody who is on the highway is like behind them, and like you see the car come zooming in, and
course,
then it kind of
like 110 miles
it tries
an hour,
to get
guy.
in front.
Yeah,
looked like it tried to get in front of the semi, and all of a sudden you see the semi just turn, and
that's it.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it looked like, I'm not even gonna lie, and not even being funny, it looked like a movie. Like that's how crazy it looked.
Yeah, that's Tony Gwynn Jr. We welcome him to the program after quite a day there you had in Peoria, my friend, as the Padres put it on the Mariners. And yes, this was the score. If you're just tuned in, 27-6. I want to see your scorecard today, Tony. Remember yesterday you showed us where's the scorecard nearby, or you got to go
I'm not even going to lie. The last inning I gave up. I stopped.
I stopped right.
The Mariners did some crap where they had like all 3 dudes were already in the game and they just flipped positions.
Okay.
And I had already like moved guys. And it's just like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Well, if you were keeping score the old-fashioned way with a pencil or ink, you would have had to go through at least 2 or 3 pens to fill in all the squares. The Padres had 8 homers today. We surmised the wind was blowing out. They showed a shot of the flags. Was that a big factor, or at least part of the factor today? Why we had 12 homers in the game?
It was a factor,
okay,
for sure.
Yeah,
but you go back, you go to Baseball Savant, and just look at the hard hits. There are going to be a ton of numbers that are 100. So it wasn't just the win. The win may have turned some doubles into homers, but there's a lot of 101, 105, 104. There was a lot of that on Alpha Padre bats today.
All we saw watching up on the screen here while we were, Skraby and I looking down and doing the show, then it really seemed like I looked up, and then every time I did, they would have the camera pan to the left fielder just looking over his shoulder and watching the ball sail up into the thing. It was time after time after time. But
the win was a factor in the second inning where, it blew that one ball that was going to be in the seats. It blew it like back onto the field, and that dropped it for a double. But the balls that went over the fence, I would say maybe all but one was tattooed.
The one that I saw really get out there was the Bryce Johnson one. That went way up the hill to the opposite field. If you're just tuned in, I'll give you who hit homers today. Andujar hit one. Cronenworth hit one. Tirso Ornelas. Schnell hit one. Freddie Fermin, Bryce Johnson, Jackson Merrill, and the Korean player Sungmun Song got his first home run as a Padre. So those were the 8 who hit home runs. Fermin drove in 6, Bryce Johnson 3, Laureano, Merrill, Schnell, Andujar, Ty France, they all drove in 2. So it was just that kind of a day. The thing we were talking about, Tony, without really seeing it was, Walker Buehler, because I think that's what people wanted to see today. What did you think? All I can go by is his line score, which shows me 4 strikeouts in 3 innings, which means it sounds like he had some stuff going at least.
This is a different Walker Buehler than you guys probably remember. I mean, he was Walker. The thing that made Walker so special was that he could pitch, and he had, 97, 98, right? Now he doesn't have 97. He's in like 9, topping out at 94. And so he hasn't the pitch, and I think he's going to be, you can see that he can still pitch. Like, he can pitch. And that's what was on display. I mean, it wasn't perfect. It was his first time out on the bump, but he was impressive, I thought.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And, we talked about it yesterday, feeling like it might be his spot to lose. I don't know if that's accurate, but it just feels like Walker Buehler just sounds like the guy that would be good in that fifth spot. The other thing that was interesting today, Tony, was that Cronenworth batted leadoff. And these people in town here, so I don't have to tell you. He goes 3 for 3 with a walk.
What people, Chris? Like me?
Yeah, you and a few of the tweeters. Hey, we found our leadoff guy. Cronenworth. What are we doing here? I don't know. He led off, I think, once last year. Jake did. So anyway, is that still even anything to be talking about, Tony? Or
yes and no. I think Stam is open to. He has an open mind to it all. He hasn't found his leadoff guy. He said it. It could be a possibility that there's multiple leadoff guys.
Okay.
But I wouldn't rule out Cronenworth. I don't think today's performance is like indicative of like anything. Like he put him in the. He's put him in the leadoff. Yeah, he put him in the leadoff most likely because everybody else is gone. I mean, Bogarts is gone. Toddy's gone. Manny's gone. So you only have so many dudes who you want to put up there in the first place. And so, but I will say this: Jake's natural at bats, the way he does it is, kind of fits the leadoff man type style. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have the speed, but that's kind of that's not really something that teams really are worried about. He puts together good at bats. He sees tons of pitches most times out.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be a crazy idea.
Let me ask this, because we keep kind of talking about it, while you're doing the games. Does it matter that much? Like, your leadoff hitter only is guaranteed to bat leadoff once. The rest of the game, they may not even ever be batting leadoff. Is it this important that we should be sweating this out the way we are, and with the focusing on who bats where? How important truly is it? That's the thing
those are two different questions.
Yeah, okay.
How important is it, and how important is it that in terms of you guys sweating it out?
Yeah.
You guys are going to do what you guys do. So I don't think that there's no explanation in the world that's going to change any of that.
Yeah, I'm speaking for the fans that are, sweating it out.
Oh yeah.
No. That's
okay.
That's
You're
why.
right,
That's
Skraby.
what
I didn't sleep last night, worried about what's going to happen here.
I knew who you were talking about. I think it is important. It's a tone setter. I mean, you look around the league, teams that have good leadoff hitters, not and good could mean a variety of different things. It doesn't, dudes who set the table or set the tone for a lineup. I think it's a difference maker. I really do. You think about, you name any of the good teams. Toronto, they got Springer, right? I mean, there's something about when he comes to the plate that you feel like, man, something good's about to happen, and I think that's kind of across the board. The teams that have good leadoff hitters, I think it's not like an end all be all, but if you have one, I think it's a good advantage.
Here's another thing that we discovered earlier today, and we're talking about leading off. And what we were discussing, Skraby and I, earlier in the show was, if Fernando bats leadoff, he gets more at bats than if he bats fourth. Over the course of a season, we could be talking 40 or 50 at bats. But if he hits, let's say, 20 home runs, but there's never anybody on base, is that really better than if he hits 15 home runs, but they have 2 or 3 guys on base? And to illustrate the point, I looked up Shohei Otani last year. I don't know if you know this, Tone, or had even thought about it, or it's been talked about it and I just didn't hear about it before today. But Otani last year hit 55 home runs. 39 of them were solo shots. Now, I'm not saying that if he batted third, that number would be a lot different, but I think it would be different. And so is it really the best thing for him to hit first? I'm sure in Otani's case, you got the 50 stolen bases too. You got a lot of other factors, but it seems like 39 solo home runs almost feel like you wasted some of his home runs.
I mean, if they moved him to the leadoff spot last year or maybe the end of the year before that.
Yeah.
And it was because their offense was sputtering. It wasn't consistent. And they moved him to the leadoff spot, and then they kind of took off from that point. You know, they've kind of been the Dodgers over the last that we've seen over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I do think in his case, you know, they have enough offense that it should work where he doesn't have to hit leadoff, right? So that those home runs can now, those however 30 whatever homers, now have somebody on base. You
39
know?
homers with nobody on. That's a lot of solo homers.
Yeah. No, I think you could look at it either way.
Yeah,
both ways.
Yeah. Fernando, by the way, had 16 solo homers last year and 9 with a man on base. So I'm thinking if he bats third or fourth, potentially those numbers could flip-flop. He could hit 16 homers with men on base and have 9 solos and do a lot more damage.
Were we a better offense last year or the year before?
I think last year, and I know where you're going, but I gotta take my medicine. They were better last year. No, they were better, right?
You think their offense worked better last year?
Yeah, wasn't it?
It was way better the year before.
Oh, the year before?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm getting mixed up. Well, but 2 years ago was when Arise came over and was hitting 360 in the leadoff spot.
He was hitting in the leadoff spot, and Toddy was not hitting in the leadoff spot. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think Toddy should bat in the middle. I mean, all of these things I'm coming up with are to get him out of the leadoff spot. But I think, you know, the analytic people really believe he should bat leadoff. And now that the Dominican put him first, people are like, "Oh, see, we told you."
Are you kidding me? Who's going to lead off for the Dominican team if it's not
either him or Vlad Guerrero or no? I know they have so many sluggers. It's crazy.
Exactly. Nobody else. He's the only one that can lead off on that team. It's like when they put the All-Star team together, and a dude that you normally is hitting third is hitting eighth.
Right.
Like that's kind of how it goes. Toddy compared to the rest of those dudes is not the slug that the rest of those guys are in that lineup.
It's a good lineup they have.
And he's more dynamic than pretty much everybody else in that lineup. So you put him at the top spot.
Tony Gwynn Jr., dynamic as well. Gwynn and Chris taking a break for some traffic and then figuring out what's next. Padres 27-6. Yes, that was the score over the Mariners today. Tony Gwynn Jr. added it all up. He and Jesse Agler. I'm sure Jesse getting an extra throat lozenge or two after calling 8 home runs today for the Friars. By the way, Tony, that would be an all-time Padre record. Regular season record, I believe, is 7. We looked it up.
Don't you worry yourself.
Jesse
Dave
was on
Marcus was back there.
Was he on it too? Yeah.
Peppering us with this stuff today.
I bet he had that stuff. Did he tell you that the Rangers' 30 runs was the most ever in a big league game? Skraby and I were rooting for 31, even though it'd be a spring training. I thought it'd been fun if they could have broken that mark, but came up a little short, as
I'm
it
not
were.
mad that they didn't.
Yeah. Jason Tatum going to be back Friday. I'm assuming you saw this, Tony. I think it's kind of the biggest news of the day because it does change the complexion, I believe anyway, of the NBA title race. This guy is good enough to, make the Celtics a whole lot better. And Skraby and I were discussing this. He's had the ultimate load management. He hasn't had to play at all. And now he's going to be perfectly fresh with 15, 20 games to go. I know you hate the Celtics, but if you hate the Celtics, this isn't great news.
No, it's not great news. It's not load management, guys. This guy was actually hurt.
No, that's what I'm saying. But, I mean, it works as load management. Like, he's going to be so fresh for the playoffs compared to everybody else.
That's not a thing. Like, you can't get rest while you're hurt. You're just hurt. And then when you come back, you're good.
I know, but he's fresh. But
Yeah,
he's put any wear and tear on his body for the last 4 months.
I would think his body is not going to feel great the first
Michael
month.
Jordan's 63-point game against the Celtics came in a year in which he missed most of the season. I think that's a factor maybe for a Jason Tatum.
We talked about this. Jordan was not a human being. It's not the same thing. Like he was playing. He wasn't. I mean, he was playing against some good athletes, but Michael was like the. He was like the. What do you call that? He was like the top of the food chain. I'm thinking of a
alpha
specific
dog.
word, but he was like the alpha of all alpha.
All
so
right.
I'm just saying, Tatum's coming back in an NBA where there's a lot of dudes that can do what he does in terms of athleticism, maybe not in terms of his actual game. And I just think that requires you to be in a different type of shape that I know he can't do. While even
so you're thinking it's
going
to hurt him that he's been out so long. Okay,
I'm thinking initially he's going to be pretty rusty, and have to catch up to like the speed of the NBA again.
Okay,
I don't think it'll take long. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to come out and just going to be just butter.
Okay, Skraby and I both hate it because it may help make Joe Mazzulla look good.
Oh,
and we
I'm a philosopher.
We don't want to see that. Baseball, McCutchen goes to the Rangers. I thought that was a newsworthy item. I know.
How is
on
that
your
guy
radar.
just now signing? I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah.
How much did he sign for?
Let's see.
Chris, how much did he sign for?
Looks like, well, if you just quiet yourself, $1.5 million. That's all.
Come on.
I mean, Padres
nobody wanted to sign.
Well,
Nobody wanted.
Hang on, he's actually on a minor league deal. They didn't even sign him a big league deal.
Get out of here.
I think he becomes the starter at DH, and they move Jock Peterson elsewhere. He's better than Jock Peterson. NFL.
He's gonna win that job.
I saved this for you, Tony. Well, first, DJ Moore going to the Bills, wide receiving. I thought originally that's great. Awesome move. DJ Moore is going to kill it with Josh Allen. But then we looked at his stats last year, and he really was not great last year. So I don't know. What do you think about this?
He'll be the dude, though. There because they don't have any wide receiver. I mean, they still think Coleman's going to be good, but they were down on him at the end of last year.
Keon Coleman.
And I just think
who was the other guy that at the end? Not Shaheed, Khalil
Shakir.
Shakir, yeah. I get confused with him and Shaheed.
He's a
Shakir,
slot.
Right. He's good, but
he's a slot guy.
I think this will help Josh Allen. Maybe
for sure.
Now, DJ Moore, Skraby pointed out that he's had an attitude issues in the past. Maybe, but he's not going to have attitude issues if Josh Allen's throwing the ball 12 times a game.
I don't know that he's had. I think that he is just a different bird. I don't think he is
okay.
Yeah, I do. I don't think that he's like have an attitude. I just think that's it comes off that way for sure. But I don't think that's it. I think he'll be good in Buffalo.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. And then the last one, I saved the best for last, although you saw this earlier.
Oh, we need to go to break.
All right. Well, Tony,
no, go ahead and get this in. Get this in. I saw this one.
Yeah, but you can, you know what? Save up your answer for after the break, because we want to hear your answer to the 49ers hiring of Matt Eberflus. Skraby, I drilled Skraby earlier. So I'll give you your shot, Tony.
I had all the answers.
You had no answers because you agree with us. As Gwynn and Chris continues, we'll hear what Tony thinks.
Stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low. All the way back. Typical tandem student right there.
I tried. I wrecked your good job, buddy.
Fun, huh?
You need help with anything?
Okay, I'm nervous. Stand up, stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low.
Gwynn Chris going to 6. Chronicles. Programming note tomorrow. We're on at the regular time, 2 o'clock, but we'll be done early tomorrow, 5 o'clock, because we are carrying the Padre game tomorrow night with Jesse and Tony on the radio. Sam Levitt will be in for a little while tomorrow with Skraby until I arrive.
Oh.
I'm just sleeping in late and coming in when I feel like it tomorrow. So you and Sam have it until I get here.
Trying to think of some joke, but I
some
can't.
retort.
Can't.
You don't have one?
I don't have one.
Yeah. Got our biggest fan here for today. Congratulations, Carlos Chavez of San Ysidro. Carlos, give us a call. 10 minutes you got. 833-288-0973. If you call Carlos Chavez, you'll qualify for a grand prize, 20 tickets for you and a friend, or you and all your friends, to a night in the Odyssey Suite Padre game this season. We'll all be there. It'll be catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. The rest of you, you have time, but get signed up. Register at 973thefantasy.com/biggest fan. By the way, I understand it if you hear that and go, I don't really feel like taking the time to register. It takes, forever. And then you send me all this free stuff, all these emails. No, you sign up. It takes like 4 seconds and you're done and they don't hound you, but you are now, in the contest.
Locked
so
in.
There's no reason not to, take a second or two to do it. Real quick before we go to the interview, Matt Eberflus, 49ers. Tony, you've had all day to laugh about it. What do you want to say to our big 49er fan over here?
Congratulations, buddy.
You played yourself.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I hope your boy Kyle doesn't let him get anywhere near that defense.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah,
I'm with
but
you.
you know what the funny thing is? Maybe we're the fools, because it seems like everyone who's who actually knows football thinks the world of Matt Eberflus.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the NFL.
Oh, they love
So
him.
maybe we are reading this wrong. I don't know.
I think
He wasn't a very good head coach, right? We know that. He goes to Dallas. They do trade away like his best weapon. I will give him that. But I can't help but notice that as much as I think this guy is, not worth all of the hubbub, the rest of the NFL world seems to think that he is. So maybe we are the ones out of pocket.
That's you're saying exactly what we said before
Yeah.
you came on. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand what everybody sees. Like, to me, and this is the question you have to ask yourself: is bad experience better than no experience? Because he's got experience, but it hasn't really been very successful.
he's also been knocked down in each of his jobs here recently. I mean,
because he's not even the defensive coordinator
No, he's
here,
an
right? He's like a
assistant.
Yeah.
Which I told Chris he might be just in charge of watching film and on run plays or something.
Hey, maybe listen. What I will give your head coach credit for is that there's been a lot of good coaches that come there and they go off and they have an opportunity. They do well there. So whatever he's got going on there, they seem to work well when they're in the building. And I'm sure he has something specific in mind that he has for Matt Eberflus. I just don't see Kyle Shanahan doesn't strike me as a type that he would just let anybody up in his circle.
No, I'm giving our guy John Lynch the benefit of the doubt.
Me too.
That
and
he
John
sees
Lynch
something
too.
that we
That's the
don't
other thing. Yeah. I agree with that.
John Lynch is usually pretty
I keep
smart.
forgetting.
So
I keep forgetting John Lynch is the kind of running the show there. If he signs off on it, that's another thing that gives me pause about talking crap
but
about
the minute
Matt.
the 49ers give up 45 points next year, we're going to be on Skraby's behind, man. We're going to be all on it.
I will not, he's not going to get anywhere near that defensive play sheet.
He's got to be somewhere. He's going to be carrying a clipboard.
I'm telling you, he's going to be the run coordinator quality
They're
guy.
not going to put a muzzle on the guy. I mean, he's going to be able to speak.
We'll see.
Right. Let's check some traffic.
Too funny.
And when we come back from the traffic, you soccer folks gearing up for soccer's SDFC matchup against Sporting KC. Gonna like the visit.
You okay?
Not really.
Okay.
From the 855.
fullback role, and now Kieran Sargent might be the latest who's left on the scrap heap by the Dynamo, and he's playing with Lexington last year. And to be able to find these guys, get them in on loan, David Vasquez, Bombino, the names go on and on. So to attract that with just the potpourri of how they've put together this roster with the Scandinavian influence and then these young players, a little bit of super draft sprinkled in, I think it's a great recipe to succeed. And finding these young savvy players who maybe might not find spots on the first team or getting first team minutes, and to bolster that into what they've done with their roster. And then you've got a guy who can mold clay and Mikey Varas, who's been excellent coaching youth players in his history, and look at his national team pedigree. And then being able to take all this information that he's processed with different head coaches along the way. And Greg Berhalter stands out, and obviously with the national team there, but wherever Mikey's been, he's been a learner, and he's been someone who's going to process things and take different pieces of where he's been to bring that in. I mean, I think that's what makes great coaches all around. So
yeah,
for that willingness amongst them to be hungry and to still carving out their own careers while building something from the ground up it's a special feeling. I mean, I was on the show several times with you guys last year, and I'm sure other people have remarked, like, it's not easy to do what they did in year one. And now I think the real challenge becomes, can they stay up there? Can they not take a little bit of a dip after year two? And then the early signs point to all things being looking like it's going to be another good season.
So far, so good. Neil, let me ask you about, you mentioned Invartson. He was hurt a lot last year. He made only, I think it's 5 starts the whole season, scored 2 goals the whole season. He's already got 2 in 2 games. He had from my eye, a wonderful assist on that goal by Dreyer the other night. I'm not an expert on soccer, but when you're twisting a ball out of midair and, flicking it over to the guy, that was a pretty good play. So to me, Invartson just gives them, like you mentioned it, another weapon if he stays healthy, another Danish player. So I'm assuming he and Dreyer kind of worked together before. And so this makes sense.
Yeah, and there's a tie, and that's also part of the thing you bring up, relationships, just the friendships and camaraderie that they've had. Yeppe and Honors are really close. I think they've kind of adopted Amal Pellegrino into that. There's this Scandiagans, I think can we say that? With how they've developed that. Yeah, you can trademark that.
That is awesome.
No, we don't steal anything you guys tell us. Who was what was it last week? The ball got kicked into the meat heap or the
meat pile.
The meat pile.
No, the meat wad.
The meat wad.
Yes.
Yeah, when
the meat wad.
Yeah, somebody our last broadcaster told us, we kicked the ball into the meat wad. So we wouldn't steal that from him either. We won't
stand by, because you may hear it come Saturday in Kansas City.
I love that. You guys are great.
But I look, there's something to be said too about those guys thriving just because of their industrious nature and how they're committed to train each and every day. And even in speaking with Mikey this week about Honors, well, he's relatively unknown, right? Last year, and he still might have been a damn good player, but now that he's got the posters up all across the league and people are knowing this guy as an MVP finalist and newcomer of the year. But it starts with his intangibles and the willingness to work and to be doing it every training session, and then come into the game and then adapt that same principle to how he plays when it matters, to just the details. And you hear that about every great athlete or every great player who's come across any great sport. But to circle back, I think for Ingvartson, it's almost like a new designated player signing. And in the fold, like I go back to the game when he was hurt for forever last year, and then he comes on and has a goal and an assist in San Jose. So those calf muscles were a real problem last year. But again, you're up against some luck sometimes when it comes to the injury situation. But if he stays healthy, that's another guy who, with Chucky out on Coronado Island here, probably for the most of the season.
I believe he's on double secret probation. I don't know if you remember Animal House, but I think that's where he's at.
If you can get 10 and 10 or 12 and 10 in goals and assist contributions from Ingvartson, then you're filling that void, and you don't necessarily have to go out to find and get it. So that could be a great underlying story as it develops throughout the course of the season.
We're talking to Neil Sika here. He is play-by-play for MLS on Apple TV, and he joins us via the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. I'm going to switch sports a little bit, Chris, because I was told that you tonight, Neil, are going to be calling Ohio State hockey. So I want to know.
I love that. By the
What
way.
is more difficult, soccer or
Can
hockey?
I answer this too? Because I did hockey
yeah, you
for
could do it
10
after
years.
Neil. You could do it after
Neil. Let Neil answer. I have an answer.
I can
too.
assume that hockey,
I
want to
see what he says.
But
I
go
want
ahead,
to see what
Neil.
he says. What do you
Just
got?
like you would say about your children, they can be difficult, but you love them all, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'd do any game if you tell me, but
honestly, I think the pace of early on in my off seasons going back from Columbus, this was Ohio State hockey will always be special to me personally because it was my first professional job after graduation from the school. And but to jump into the pace of it, right, and to acclimate yourself to that, and then go into soccer. And I know MLS is, in terms of its intensity and transition type league, but it still can be the different posture of how the game is played compared to hockey. But I love the flow of hockey, and I think it's a great off-season linguistically and keeping sharp, and the ability to do that in volleyball and basketball and a host of other sports that I'm fortunate that I get to do that keeps you sharp. And then when you have that pace down, then you bring in the storytelling and all the stuff that illuminates any type of telecast. But for soccer, there's so much going on. So I kind of like the breakup and just to be able to also do radio, right? It's like broadcasting in its truest form, as you know. So you just plug it in and off you go, right?
Yeah.
So
I've always felt so ultimately what's easier though, soccer or what's harder? That's a better question in your mind. If you had to say one's
I think
harder.
at this stage of my career, right, when you're preparing for a team in a different city each and every week, I wouldn't say soccer's harder. It's just something that you have to be locked in on, right?
Okay.
And I'm not saying I'm taking off a shift in hockey, right?
Yeah, no,
but
I get
can
you.
also
We get you.
probably do it if you're calling a team that you've known very well. You can probably do it a little bit more in your sleep. But that's not advice to the young announcer out there. Prepare regardless of what it is. But I think my soccer and MLS stuff is a 7-day operation, and it's just as soon as I get off the plane from the previous game, I'm diving right into the next stuff. So I think there's just a little bit more robust nature to that compared to doing the hockey situation right now.
Well, we love listening to all you guys on Apple, and we love all you guys coming on. I'm going to give you my quick vote though before you go. I think hockey's easier than soccer because in hockey, the action is going so fast that you honestly don't have to bring a lot of color to it. Whereas soccer, I think you have to prepare more for a soccer match because it's not downtime, but there's more time to tell a story. There's more time to talk about something. In hockey, you start telling a story, man, there'll be 9 line shifts by the time you're done.
Oh my gosh.
So,
first game I ever did as a student.
Yeah.
Ohio State was playing Wilfrid Laurier, which was a school in Canada. And I was from Cleveland. I grew up football, basketball, baseball. So this was an opportunity to get involved and get an opportunity on the air. And I was semi familiar with Ohio State, but I had no clue the lines changed that fast. And Wilfrid Laurier, I looked down and I'm up and I'm like, oh, goal. I always tell that story. So it was flashcards, name and number recognition the next game. And that really kind of
I asked Skraby and Tony when he's here. I asked them a long time ago. I go, how long do you guys think a line shift is in a hockey game?
Yeah.
And they both guessed 2.5 minutes.
I guess 5 or 6
And I
minutes.
said, no, it's way quicker than
I had
that.
no idea that it was so quick.
45, 50 seconds.
That's
All.
insane.
Yeah. Hey,
you better be an endurance runner if you're going to be out there that long.
For sure. Hey, Neil, thanks, man. Have fun this weekend. He's got the soccer or the SDFC Kansas City, and we'll see you in town soon. We hope, Neil. Thanks for coming on, and hope we talk again.
Absolutely, guys. Always good to be on with you. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. There, Neil Sika, play-by-play, MLS on Apple TV. SDFC.
Boom, boom.
Yes, we love our guys. 2-0.
That's right.
I don't know. Does it have to be 2-0?
I don't know.
Can they be 2-0?
No, well, no. I think Oh, you're right. I don't know. I don't know if it has to be 2-0.
Check the table. See what it says about this weekend's fixture.
Oh, the table. table is nowhere near me.
We are so far away from being really smooth soccer fans, you and I, but we're trying. You got to give us credit. We have accepted, the desire to try to be a little bit more knowledgeable about soccer. I, for one, watched quite a bit of the match the other night in the 2-0 victory. And that's why I knew that Ingvartsen made that great pass, because I was like, whoa, that's a great pass. They gave Dreyer all the credit because he scored, but don't sleep on my guy Ingvartsen, Scrape. All right, tomorrow we're on.
Guy Ingvartsen.
That's him. We're on tomorrow 2 to 5. Skraby will tell you all about it next in the Chronicles. Good night.